Hello, hello! Are we live? How are we all doing, everybody? Is everything all good? The lighting's okay? I know my room's a mess, but... Oh, did I not switch that on? Let me sort that out. Oh, this is on. You might not be able to tell, but it's on. But yeah, I'm back. We are live. I've got a few things to talk about before we really get into this, so I'm just going to get on with it. Because this is the last stream you guys might have for a little while, a little longer than usual. So, I'm out of breath. All I did was run up and down the stairs to put my food away. I still got a snack here. I got some non-branded chocolate that I'm definitely not going to advertise. So I got some tasty treats left over. And I got my hydration, of course. And yeah, something which I think you guys should know is that I'm going to be renovating my room, basically. We're kind of replacing the floor, which means everything has to be moved out temporarily. So that's going to take like at least a day. So if I'm like not live like 2 or 3 days, it's because I'm busy. There's a lot to do in addition to that. I need to go out to uni because I got work to do with First Aid Society and my degree, and I need to remake my CV because I might be getting an actual job of some kind. And I've got business with family and holidays and scheduling and planning, all this calendar stuff. I'm very busy right now, but in a good way. It's a little stressful, but actually it's like lots of different things coming together while I've got time when it's not in terms. So it's good. And I've had plenty of time on holiday already. Had about 10 days between the various places we went to. Anyway, I'm not going to waste any time. Welcome, guys, to Debate Direct 87. 87! Man, I can't stress it enough. There have been a lot of these things. A lot more than usual. Like, 87? How did we get here? But the train ain't stopping, because I already got 88 planned. And today, for 87, I thought, alright, it's got to be a FNaF Debate Direct. So today, we are going to be debating questions like which has better models, VR or AR, in the context of Five Nights at Freddy's, because we're doing bracket fights. I've done loads of FNaF tier lists before, but bracket fights are made by the same people, and they're a bit different. There's lots to debate in the FNaF franchise and the fan base, so I thought, why not do a stream with some bracket fights? And I thought this was a really unique and interesting prompt. Which has better models, VR or AR? You know, Help Wanted, Special Delivery, which one remade all of these characters better? And we've also got stuff of, like, you know, characters and, you know, games and books, which we'll get into. Because I am not on my own. I'm going to be joined in voice chat by Super Soul, Super Mario DJ, Platty Games, Platty whatever it is now, and Insta. And I'm sure if you don't know all these people, I've tagged them below. Today's collaborators, all renowned members of the Hydration Nation. And I just realized you've been listening to me this whole time. Let's invite you all up to speak, or at least the ones of you that are here. Here we go. Holy shit.
The French
oh my
back
gosh.
Run.
Oh my god, what? Something came up last minute, he can't make it? Platty's got to dip out the whole thing?
Oh yeah, that's a shame.
That's an L.
We lost the man down,
Like
man down.
That's man down! I'm gonna say, that's actually unfortunate. I was looking forward to having Platty on, 'cause it's been a while, but we'll be here for 90 minutes.
Don't L him, bro.
I'm L'ing. That is an L. That's very unfortunate.
I'm gonna... Hey, guys, help me ratio Matt, like, right
No! Ah, not the ratio! Ah, my greatest weakness!
That's crazy.
Anyway, but yeah, that's a real shame, because Platty was literally ready to go, like, a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not Platty, but, yeah, guys, we got, Insta, we got Super Soul, and Super DJ. That's his name now, Super DJ. That's it.
Let's go, Super DJ.
DJ, but Super Edition. So how are you guys anyway?
I guess that's me now. I guess forget the middle part. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you guys doing today? We already kind of had small talk.
I'm doing Question mark?
5 times gay. Is what you are.
I mean,
What do you mean context? Where'd the context go, guys? I can't find it.
there doesn't need any there doesn't need to be any context.
It doesn't need to be any guys, if you haven't joined the Hydration Nation, what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
What are you even doing?
Join now for a free discount of $3.99 on nothing.
Nobody's commented on the hat yet. I never wear a hat. Not like for this anyway.
You look like those guys from the one like British show. I forgot.
I was gonna say you look like a freaking. You look like what's his face? Yeah, never mind. You look like Oppenheimer.
Ambience,
watcher,
the FNaF YouTuber who's always wearing a hat. Except mine's grey.
Well, Scott's like he has a red hat though, so it's like
yeah, I know. But I bought this while on holiday, and because I've been lacking hats for years, so I thought I need a hat because like I don't have any sunglasses, so I'm broken, and I thought, you know, my hair looks crap. Why don't I just wear a hat?
Fair.
So I'm experimenting today. Today we're messing around. Mandy Ravel, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because believe me, I've pissed off some people not pronouncing their names correctly. Hello, welcome, thank you for joining. I see you in chat. Let's get on with this, guys. So the way this is going to work, you can obviously watch the stream, but for the sake of like latency and stuff, I'm going to share my screen. And we're just going to go over these, and I'm going to make the choices, but I want to hear your opinions. If you guys want to do your own, you're welcome to post them. If we've got time, we can do that, but for now, I want to do all 3, so I'm just going to go through them one by one. Here we go, presentation mode. Welcome to Bracketfights, by the way, guys. If you don't know what this is, basically, it's you're pitting items against each other, and it's like... The best way to do it is with an example. Why don't we go with most attractive famous women? The one on the left, I think, is a clear winner here, guys.
Alrighty.
Oh, never mind, it hadn't loaded in. But yeah, you pick them, right? And on like, you see how like the winner of the pair moves on to the next round. So then you'd pit these two like against each other, and then it would keep going until you'd have like one winner here. Now, I'm not going to be the one to dictate who is the most attractive famous woman. They didn't even say celebrity, just famous woman. There are some weird templates on here. They have an entire category for Genshin Impact, and it's 3rd on the list, which is a little concerning. Terrifying. But there are plenty of FNaF ones as well, though some of them are really garbage. I made sure to like pick only the creme de la creme for this one. And I thought this was a really interesting prompt because I've never seen this discussed anywhere by anyone. So, guys, FNaF VR Freddy or FNaF AR Freddy?
FNaF VR, I mean, he just looks better. He's higher resolution. The lighting is a bit better. Also, FNaF AR Freddy just looks like plastic.
Yeah, the fact that they stray from the... See, these things are supposed to be created like late 70s, early 80s, right? So they're gonna be like mechanic-y, like a lot of, like, I don't know, robotic parts, a lot
pneumatic
of
and mechanical.
AR Freddy's just like plastic as fuck. Like, I mean, it looks like a toy animatronic.
Even if you just look at the model itself, like if you look at the ears, for instance, kind of you can see like the FNaF AR one's a bit more choppy, a bit more polygony than the FNaF VR one because of hardware limitations.
Yeah,
so just looks better in VR.
All right. For FNaF, yeah. DJ, what do you think? What's your opinion on this?
I think I would say I'm leaning towards Help Wanted Freddy, but my only nitpick with Help Wanted Freddy is that I don't know I feel like there's a little like his lighter patches are a bit lighter than usual.
Yeah, I was wondering if someone would talk about this.
Like, on the FNaF 1 model, even though like his
his
neck
reference
and stomach is usually a bit lighter than his base fur. I don't know. It feels like it's just a bit too lighter on the Help Wanted model.
All right.
True.
So. The thing is, to judge these, obviously we're looking at the actual model and how well they've kind of adapted it. I don't think the images necessarily do them justice either, because the way these guys actually look in-game is usually a lot different, and these are a bit low-res. The thing is, in terms of accuracy, AR is definitely a bit closer, just based on the color palette. Like, In VR, yeah, he's got like his snout and his like chest are much lighter. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it took getting used to.
Yeah, I think the coloring's more accurate, but the actual like the feel of the character
But the
isn't
textures,
really accurate.
that's the
Yeah,
next thing,
texture,
because
And I
exactly.
think that's more important than just color palettes.
exactly, yeah. So this is obviously, I'm not saying more accurate is better necessarily, but like you can clearly see this is a kind of fabric, and it's very dirty and aged. I think the VR model really kind of communicates that well. If you look at it closely, it has a lot of like marks and tears.
Stains.
I think it even has the handprint on Freddy's, is it his right eye? That's presumed to be fungi's.
Right, and
But the AR model
his
doesn't
left,
have
I
that.
think?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm not like an expert in character design, but there's like key details that I think both of these get. For me, it's very close, because I think the AR model is intended to look like a cheap plastic replica, right? It's the whole premise of the game. But I think
you
the
can't just
way...
send over these like huge things to your house. You need to send like miniature or like at least downgraded versions.
Absolutely. Even though it's very close, because they're almost identical, aside from textures and colors, like the actual modeling is like very close. I think I'm leaning towards VR Freddy. I think the eyes and the ears seal the deal for me, because the way they're detailed
like,
is a bit better.
A bit more stiff. Like you see, he has like the robotic isk in him, while AR Freddy is just like he looks like he's just gonna do like some random. I don't know. He's gonna do like a fleshed out Minecraft animation or something from the Minecraft trailers. Like, it's weird. He doesn't look as robotic as like it's supposed to, I guess.
Well, okay, this might be an unpopular
know.
opinion, and I'm willing to discuss this further after we're done here, but although both, I think, are animated fine, they both look robotic, I think FNaF AR is better animation than VR. I think Illumix is better at animating the characters than Steelball. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but like AR is pretty hated on, rightfully so I wouldn't imagine most people have even thought of that. But I think they look... In the workshop, it's like the perfect example. Like, they actually move like robots. These guys... All you gotta do is look at that wide Putin meme. They have such goofy walk cycles. I mean, they're not bad.
Yeah, but you know, it's for a child. It's a child character, like for children. If the walk cycle is goofy,
Yeah, good picking.
that makes sense. But yeah, I get it.
I mean, there's various things, like the jump scares as well. I don't know, I haven't really got a strong opinion on jump scares at all, but like... I feel like I might actually prefer Illumix's work.
Yeah,
But, you know, not as the overall game. That's a whole different discussion.
I agree.
Anyway. Bonnie! Similar situation. Obviously, the guitar thing is interesting to point out.
Yeah.
That VR render doesn't do him any justice.
No,
I agree,
it's so
I agree.
crunchy.
That render
And for some
sucks
reason,
ass.
this is high quality. The renders are not consistent. So go look up other images if you guys need to of VR Bonnie, AR Bonnie, and like think about like how they look in the game, because these do not do them justice.
Yeah, I honestly think it might also be a bit biased if you've played VR in VR, because in VR you get a like good sense of
It's a different
scale.
experience.
And so it makes the models look way better and way more like realistic than what they actually are.
Sadly, I have never played VR, FNaF or otherwise, but I can try to imagine. I've seen lots of videos. I haven't experienced it, but I feel like I know the models.
Bonnie's jaw is basically like not the size of your head, but like almost.
That's the thing, because in VR, they're really towering over you. You get the sense of how
Yeah.
big they are. In AR, they're always kind of distant.
He's huge.
And I found AR scary when I first played it, at least a bit, but it's got nothing on the VR experience, especially Curse of Dread.
Oh yeah.
It's scary until Bonnie walks on your desk or something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
scary.
I
It's-
deliberately went out of my way during my time playing Special Delivery to play outside, where it would actually be a kind of immersive. If you're just playing your own new chat, it's never going to be immersive. I don't get the people who do that. Unless you're
I feel like
Dorco,
if
you have to have
looking
it
at
hooked up.
If you're looking at a tiny screen and you see everything else around it, it's not immersive at all anyway. So.
Yeah, it doesn't even use real AR for most of it. But yeah, I'm trying to see the differences here. Again, so AR Bonnie doesn't even have his guitar, which is fair enough. I don't know if that would have really been better or worse if you did have it. You can hear it, which is weird in the game.
Kind of like
hear it.
Freddy, VR Bonnie looks a bit bulkier. You can see like the head and the torso like a bit
Yeah,
wider.
you can see the joints and everything.
Also, the coloring. Is he blue or purple, guys?
He's blue.
I'm pretty sure he's purple. He's supposed to be.
I think the lighting can do a lot to change how he looks. And
Yeah.
also, there's multiple Bonnie models. Withered Bonnie is very clearly blue, but FNaF 1 Bonnie is like a more lavender colour.
Yeah.
He's purplish. And this model has gone a bit full with the purple, so...
In VR, Bonnie looks pretty consistently blue, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen more blue versions of Bonnie throughout the series than purple ones, so...
Yeah. But yeah, with like the actual model, they've very accurately gotten down the, you know, the shoulder joints, the feet shape with FNaF 1. They're both the same in that regard. I think the big difference is with the head and the face. Like, if you look at the way the bow tie's painted on AR,
Also-
it's like it's got a red spray paint, but the VR one's actually like fabric.
Is that shading, or are the AR Bonnie's toes like split out?
I think they are maybe
I'm
slightly
just
more split
noticing
out.
that.
It's a small
Oh,
detail,
yeah.
but yeah.
It's the same. It's literally the
detail,
same
like-
for VR, though.
Mm.
It's not like his toes are like.
No,
It's
they're-
either
they are.
like a different lighting,
It's just
or
because
the AR toes are spread out. I think.
It's just because of the angle. They're spread out as well in the VR model.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
I've looked at Bonnie's feet enough in VR.
Ayo? My guy, Ayo?
Don't worry about it.
Alright, anyway, but this is a tough pick for me. I feel like the AR model is better than Freddy, but the VR one's still
think
really good. Sorry, DJ, go on.
I think I have a decision that I would go for.
Mm?
I'm leaning more towards AR Bonnie because again, it's not that Help Wanted Bonnie there's anything wrong with it. Again, I think it's just for some reason AR Bonnie has, you know, it feels like more whiter on his, you know, lighter. Again, it's the whole lighter bits again.
It's like,
for
yeah,
me
it's
with
the
Help
coloring
Wanted models.
scheme.
Yeah, it is a bit much, actually, if you compare it to the original. I hadn't even thought about that. I don't think it
mean,
looks
Freddy-
bad, necessarily, but
He
yeah.
was like passable with his Help Wanted model being like a bit lighter, but Bonnie, it's not even like purplish or magenta.
Yeah, Bonnie's
or
light
whatever.
gray. It's just
Yeah.
light gray. It's not even like a shade of blue or purple or whatever you think his color is.
Honestly, yeah, now that I look at it, it's kind of distracting, and I think it's a bit less scary on its own. So I'm going to pick the AR model, but it's close.
Honestly, same. AR is.
Yeah, I
does
don't
that
agree
mean?
with the scary thing, but I agree with the rest.
Yeah, fair enough. It depends. I remember being jump scared by AR Bonnie, and like the
Yeah.
sounds when you're playing against him are really eerie, but that's a
That
whole
is
different thing.
true. That is true. Very good sound design in AR. It's like one of the only
Right.
good things about that game.
The thing, that game had like great like production values, but in terms of actual
Yeah.
gameplay or story, the things that matter most.
Great production value to exploit children. Yes.
And that too.
Yes.
That's the thing. There's no point even reviewing the game with all that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a different conversation. We're not here to talk about that today. Mandy, I had no idea that you've been around that long. But yeah, I thank you for your patronage. It is an honor to have you here today. That's awesome. You're welcome. You haven't got a shout out yet, although if you win the QOTD, give me the best answer to this question on screen, I'll link your channel in the description. That's how it works. Anyway, Chica. Oops.
Oh, this is a tough one for
Wait,
me.
why?
It's
No.
like you have
Stop.
to re-go in prison. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
Reset, maybe?
Why?
Oh.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, this happens. 'Cause
I don't know how it works.
So we picked AR
it
or
was
VR
for
for
VR Freddy and AR Bond.
Yeah, in the AR
Yeah.
Bonnie.
There you
VR
go.
Freddy, AR Bonnie.
Anyway, let's
Okay,
keep going.
Yeah.
There's not a lot, so don't worry if this one goes a bit slow. The next one's will be quicker. So
Okay,
Chica.
Chica's a little
Chica.
tough because I think they
This
both
is-
have issues.
Oof.
These
I'm
are both good
annoyed.
renders, at least.
I
I'm
hate-
annoyed at the fact that
Mm.
Chica's eyes are wrong in VR, but the Cupcake's eyes are wrong in AR.
Yeah.
It's
That's
annoying.
I hate it.
Like, ugh.
Also the thing like
Yeah.
I don't know all these, but like the thing on her feet in VR they look silverish, while in AR they look like
They're
real.
just white-ish. I
a
think
big
that's lighting
difference here.
because they're gray.
I don't think it's lighting. I think in VR the
No, they are different. This is a bit of a tougher pick for me because there's more clear
I-
differences, but they got a lot of the most important things
yeah
right, like the same.
Also
But look at the bib.
The bib in
Yeah.
VR
Yeah.
looks a bit more like fabricy, while it looks plastic in ER. Like that's
Of
the thing. In
course.
ER, everything looks more plasticky.
It's true.
Yeah.
Also, the bib is the right color in VR. I think so.
Yeah, what I'm noticing, at least with these images, is that the AR version, the, like, dot on it is, like, much more big and round. It's less, like, actual triangles. And it's, like, a
Yeah.
bit bolder. It's got a darker purple, although that could just be the lighting.
I think it is actually darker purple.
Yeah.
Something that I wish VR did is keep the models consistent between minigames, because in the repair minigames you have like bunnies, like buttons on the side of his
Yeah.
face and stuff, but then in FNAF 1 he doesn't, which I always
Yeah,
find
he
kinda
doesn't. It's
weird.
weird.
It would have been really cool if they kept that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, what
yeah.
if you
it's
tried to
just-
press them?
Well,
His face pops
Draw
open.
at the door. That'd
I mean,
be
it
amazing.
doesn't have to be word, but it would be just nice, like visual consistency, I guess. Anyway.
Definitely.
Cupcake.
I like the idea that they have buttons like that hidden, and it's like they're just like
Yeah.
coloured and textured the same.
Yeah.
If you think about the sister location sections with Freddy and Baby, where you have to press the buttons and open them up like that.
Yeah, they're just a
Um,
white texture.
I
'cause,
I love how those were hidden,
faceplate
'cause I'm
is
pretty
white.
sure they're not even on the models normally, but they're so blended in until you
Yeah.
look closely. The illusion
true.
kind of works in that regard.
Exactly. In VR, Bonnie just has two buttons that magically pop up.
Yeah,
And they're
just
big and
red
red.
buttons.
And they did it
Yeah.
well with Freddy, where you like press like his
Yeah.
bow tie on his nose. I think they did it the best with that one.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Alright, so do we have any choices here? Any decisions? Magyar, hello, welcome.
I'm
I
fine with
say
VR.
VR because
Alright.
there's this one detail I'm noticing at the feet, and it's the fact that there's a yellowish joint connecting
Yeah.
the orange part of the feet.
Yeah, this
That
one
is
doesn't have. It's
pretty-
more hidden with that.
Then again, maybe
I don't
the
even think it's a thing in the
lighting-
model. It's like, also you can't see like the endoskeleton from like under the Let's Eat bib on AR, as opposed to you can see it in
Ooh,
VR.
yeah, you can see more of the
You can
endo.
see
in
part of the
details, yeah.
endoskeleton torso.
Alright.
Honestly, I'm fine with any of these. They both look pretty decent.
Yeah. DJ, what about you?
Yeah.
I've made my choice.
I'm, you know, I'm stuck between the two because
Alright.
they both do the job that they were made to do, and obviously, yeah, they each have issues. So this one, I'm actually kind of stuck.
This one's close, but I'm gonna pick VR because even though the eyes are the wrong color, I think it still looks good. Whereas the AR model, the eyes look a bit small, and it's actually creepier in this image, but it looks a bit off. And I don't like, again,
Yeah.
the cupcake
Having the same
eyes and
cheek.
stuff.
Yeah.
I also think the detailing on the bib looks worse than the VR one, and I think that's what seals the
Yeah,
deal
it
for me.
does.
Everything else is fairly trivial. I like the silver toes. I think that's an interesting difference. I think they actually were more of a silver in FNAF 1. It's hard to see. I mean, these both look good, but I like the silver. I think it's interesting, and the way the feet are done. It's weird, but I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
It's
Fair.
close, but also, yeah, just the bib and the eyes kind of seal the deal for me. It's close.
It all
It's all
goes
very
downhill
close.
when I remember there's stuff like Liberty Chica and melted chocolate.
Oh god, don't fucking.
We're not even going there.
Can't
Can't believe that I did. That was the first tier list I did in Debate Director of like
Oh my
FNAF stuff.
god.
That
Also,
was the
like,
first
Spiff
tier list.
doxed himself playing AR in his last marathon.
Oh my god!
He, like, showed his straight view.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, they blocked it in the VOD, and it was removed, so I guess it should be fine.
Lucky. Alright. Again, I don't like the inconsistency. The VR image is already crunchy here.
Yeah.
But, Foxy!
Okay,
one and only.
I'm gonna say right now, VR Foxy. VR Foxy is the perfect Foxy model.
True.
Ooh,
True.
that's an
Yes,
interesting
no
take.
glaring issues. The scale is perfect. He looks like the correct height that he should be when you're playing in VR.
Yes.
And he's just amazing. AR Foxy, I don't know, he looks okay, I guess, but VR Foxy's just perfect.
I think the color palette of AR, again, color palettes are a huge thing about this. AR Foxy, though they both have like differences from the actual FNAF 1 models, I think AR strafes away more
Yeah.
because it goes for the
I'm trying to
reddish
find a
color
good FNAF
than
on
it,
Foxy
because
render.
as opposed to like
Oh,
VR
good
Foxy
idea.
that goes for the gray, yellow. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, like the color on his. You can't really, yeah, like, look at his
Clearly,
torso.
yeah.
Like, you can see it's closer to gray than to the pinkish they put in AR.
It's like rusted on there, because it's
Yeah,
like more
exactly.
metallic.
I think it's like a rusted. I would say like a rusted red.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like really glossy in AR, as everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
maybe you
VR
just don't like the
Foxy-
glossy look, which is fine, but yeah.
Yeah. it's just
Yeah.
fine. Also, this shot of VR Foxy doesn't really do him justice. The coloring
No.
is way more accurate with the lighting. and
Yeah,
stuff.
true.
Here it looks a bit too light, but usually it looks better.
Yeah, it's usually fine with the lighting and like repair.
In the
Kyoto
parts
parts and
of
service.
he looks just like Foxy in FNaF 1.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
great.
He looks
So,
amazing.
weird thing about Foxy that is he orange or is he red? Because I actually
He's red.
I
I'm
think
not
he's supposed
sure.
to be red.
He's a red.
Yeah, I think he looks orange here, but he's definitely red in the original.
No, he's 100% red in VR. Like
Yeah,
he might look orange here, but they might just like really iffy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the game he looks red.
Again, you don't see him up close that much, apart from parts and service, which is my main point of reference for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks great in parts and service.
Even though his head looks kind of oversized, with the massive jaw, I think Superstar's right. I think the proportions are actually spot on, because it
Yeah, they
is
are.
the right amount of goofy and kind of scary.
Also, like, if you look at the FNaF 1 proportions, the head, and especially the jaw, are, like, abnormally big.
Yeah.
Also
Mm,
hinting at something,
they
I
are.
guess, but, you know.
If
You never
anything, I think the FNaF AR jaw and the head is a little small.
Yeah.
Compared to the torso, it looks a little bit...
Yeah.
Yeah, the torso's smaller with AR, and his legs are longer, I think. It just looks that way from this image, at least. They're actually both very close. You'd think this would be a bit more of a challenge, but they're both very close and very similar. I gotta say, I do like the detailing on some of the scratches on AR Foxy, like in his torso especially.
Yeah,
And
but some aren't, like...
The endoskeleton looks cool.
Some aren't correct. Like, if you look at the scratches on FNaF 1 Foxy, VR gets closer to the, like,
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
true.
placement and the length and everything.
Yeah.
So it's, like, more accurate.
I don't think
If
more
you're looking
accurate
at
is
that.
necessarily better, but the thing is, I think VR Foxy's better just because of the endoskeleton. It's got that bit more of detail.
Yeah.
It's very close, though, because they're
Also,
pretty much...
can we just, like, talk about the
identical
fact
otherwise.
that this Endo 1 of the AR Foxy is black as opposed to the light gray it's supposed to be?
Yeah, there's
Like,
that
look
as
at
well.
speed.
Oh, and the other major difference is the eyes. I just think VR has better eyes. I mean, I like the
Yeah.
AR style, but for Foxy, it's just like a bit more detailed. It doesn't have like an unnecessary glow. Like I felt the glow on there just feels a bit odd. It's not like the FNaF 1 white dot eyes, and it's not like it's kind of unclear like what's going on with that. But it's very close. Prime Boy's high,
Yeah.
or Prime says hi. What are you saying? If there's nothing else we have to say, we'll move on. But yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
Alright. So now the endoskeleton. This is interesting.
Oh.
Whoa, I mean, if we go for accuracy, the FNaF AR 1 wins, but I just
Yeah.
think the FNaF AR 1 looks a little more unique and a little cooler.
Again, these
Yeah,
are
also-
these are remakes, right? Not even that. They're more like remasters for the specific platform, but like you know, accuracy is not end all be all. So
Yeah.
I believe the left one is Bonnie specifically because it's got all the extra stuff modeled
Oh,
on for
yeah.
parts and service, which is why it looks kind of more detailed up there. Oops.
That is true, because the Foxy one
me get
actually
back in
looks
matchup
like the
mode.
one from
There we go.
one.
But yeah, FNaF AR has, you know, the blue eyes, the kind of right head shape.
Yeah.
A little bit shinier, a little bit more like metallic rather than the kind of dull gunmetal looking VR one, at least here. Also, 3 toes versus 2 toes.
Yep.
Oh, here we go
And
again.
I'm pretty sure the right one's supposed to be like
Oh
a
boy.
question mark?
It's weird because the
think
right
it's
one
2.
having 2 toes actually does match Foxy more, even though the endo for Foxy is different in that game.
Yeah.
Whereas on the left, the VR one has 1 extra toe that the FNaF 1 animatronics in FNaF 1 actually don't, but it does match, like, their feet. I mean, I don't know. The feet look a bit weird, but it might just be this image, because you don't actually see the endoskeleton that much.
I think
think
this is
it's-
hard to rank because
Yeah.
again, like AR is like a lot of endoskeletons. The same for VR. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Livy, welcome to the stream. Let's have a
I'm
modern chat.
kind of leaning towards the AR endoskeleton.
Me too, and I
Honestly,
feel like it's a bit
same.
unfair because we just haven't seen that much of the VR one.
that is
But I don't know, this kind of... I guess it is the face, right? Like, I know the eyeless thing is a bit scarier, but I like the way this one looks. It really feels like, I don't know, a production line animatronic, or, you know, something
like how-
stripped of its costume that's just kind of, like, there.
I like how it's like from the very original like endoskeleton on the teaser.
Yeah.
And also the feet, I think the 2 toes looks better than the 3 toes, because the 3 toes is what the withered's feet look like. I feel withered foxy. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
They look like a different colour
Yeah.
as well. They're more rusted here, like pasted on. It's
It's
weird.
bugging me the fact that the left eye is different. That is like, more squished than the right eye on the first
Yeah.
on the endo one. It bugged me a little bit.
Alright.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
next up is Toy Freddo. Sorry.
Oh,
This is
I-
tough. They're really close,
Toy
actually.
Freddo.
Okay, I absolutely hate what they did with the texture in FNAF VR for the toys. They don't look
Yeah.
plastic enough. They look almost too rough.
They look fabricy.
They're a
and
bit
rough,
dull,
like, as
I
opposed
guess.
They
to
don't
the
look really
glossy.
fabricy, but they look like they're made out of concrete or something.
It's
I
weird.
really like it.
I
Also,
think
They're
they
wooden.
in FNAF VR they made the toys have like similar or the same textures to the classics, so they both kind of look
Yeah.
off. And I think that also might be the root cause of a certain tweet made by a certain FNAF fan game developer claiming that the FNAF 1 crew are not fabric; they're made of plastic, guys.
Yes.
And I'm
They're
right,
plastic,
and it's factually correct. And shut
Yeah,
up if you think otherwise. And like, good lord, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just dig AR. Toy Freddy more. The
Yeah.
plastic looks
I
way
think
better.
it like revives the idea of FNAF 2. They're like glossy-ish.
I guess the plastic nature of it, the cheap nature of it, suits him
I
more.
actually think the lighter tone that they were using on the FNAF 1 Help Wanted models would have worked for the FNAF 2 models if they did that, but I don't think
Yeah,
the toys are
honestly,
much
it could've
darker.
They should have added some gloss to it and changed the color a bit. I think it would have looked
Yeah.
way better.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a coincidental thing because all of the models in each respective game are kind of similar in this regard. And it's like AR automatically wins for going for that plastic, glossy look by default. But yeah, I think you're right because I don't know. There's also small differences. I think with the eyes could just be these images, but the eyes look slightly bigger and more kind of like extravagant, colorful 80s. Because these guys are supposed to be the absolute cheesiest, over the top kind of like designs. Until I guess the glamour rocks, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with AR for this one. VR AR, wow, this looks fan made right off the bat.
Bonnie, I think his face looks so weird in AR. Like the eyes,
Yeah.
are like
The eyes are
giants.
way too big. Yeah,
It's
that's
so overdone. It's just
Also, the torso is like really small, like the belly and stuff. I don't know.
the
That's
way it
one of-
connects, it's like curved around. It's weird.
VR.
he looks chubby in AR.
Yeah, and in VR, the texture thing isn't quite as bad as with Freddy. I feel like.
Yeah, it's just the lighting.
This
think, here,
image
'cause I've
doesn't
seen,
look like the official model. It's kind of weird. But like,
on
yeah,
VR?
I think the crucial, the VR one. I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't look like it's from VR.
Again, it's the
like-
lighting.
Yeah, it's lighting, brighter shade. Like when he goes to the
I mean,
party room. with
almost
the
all of
friends,
these I think
shine
have
the
been
light, it's
exported into like
lighter.
Blender or something. But
Most likely.
But like, I mean, the texture's not right, but they got the eyes much better than AR. I don't know. Yeah, what's going on there? Like, the dude looks like he's high. Like, bro has been inhaling some
Bro on the
chemicals.
Zen.
He's just like me for real.
Also, the torso. I don't know what's going on with the torso in the AR one. Like, it's like the belt is kind of like morphing to fit, whereas it's got a more realistic kind of rigidity on this one.
And the right one, it's like connected to his pelvis.
They're pretty much identical in every other way. It's just the lighting that makes this one look brighter. I think I'm gonna go VR for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
VR for me.
Yeah, I'll say Help Wanted for this
Oh,
one.
the eyebrows as well. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, the eyebrows are.
They're a bit wide on this one. I know. Look, the face looks off. And before we move on to everyone's favorite up next, I just want to catch up with chat.
Oh my god.
Oh, bro.
But yes, Magyar, again, I'm kind of trying to judge these on what their objective was, but you can have a preference. Like, I think a lot of people would agree that the VR ones look higher quality, but that's kind of part of the intention. And also biased, because Steelwall made a good game, and Illumix made a cash grab, but you know.
Debatable. I'm gonna
even in
list so
terms
many
of
reasons
model,
why
like-
when you get there.
The other one just look higher quality because of the hardware. Like,
That too.
Yeah,
Again,
true.
this is a mobile game, guys. They did good for a
Yeah.
mobile game with the models.
Yeah.
This is like a
Yeah.
proper, you know, all platforms game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
That's fair.
But yes, Livy. Yep, I'm wearing a hat. I'm testing things out today, so my hair looks crap. Wasn't really my kind of game. What are you on about? Also, Duncan, welcome to the stream. Mandy, I'm going to be live streaming for about an hour and a half. This is going to be a fairly short one. So, until 6:30 in my time. We're about halfway through. We're 1/3 through. And look what they did with my femboy rabbit. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, awesome. Awesome. Please do. Stay to the end of the stream. Also, the gap between his teeth in the VR model.
yeah.
I had noticed that. These are both kind of bad, but it's I
Considering
can live with it.
noticed it's not that big of a
I can
deal.
live with the teeth, but
Honestly, I think it
can't,
looks
like,
better
the
actually.
I'd rather have the separated teeth than the goofy
eyes.
Yeah. Now,
Oh god, what have they done to Toy Chica?
why are they the other? They're the wrong way around for some reason. I was really confused for a second. This is VR. This is AR. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Guys.
They kinda suck. I don't know.
as we're all aware, we have all spent lots of time, many hours, staring at Toy Chica's model. You know, tip to toe. So, what do we got?
In AR, like her arms look so thin.
Also, the eyes again on AR.
The eyes again. I don't know. The eyes don't look as bad as Toy Bonnie.
Yeah, but maybe it's because it's like a smaller image.
Also,
No,
this
the
is her
eyes-
with
kinda
the
goofy
eyes
as
and
well.
beak. This is because most of the time she has them removed, right? And like we've got to remember how that
Mhm.
looks. So these aren't really indicative of like what she actually looks like
Yeah.
most of the time. This is only like the workshop and like the main menu. In VR, like on the stage, that's it.
Goofy. I don't know why. Like her head looks wrong in VR.
Mm,
I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's too big. I don't know.
it is a bit too big, I think. Honestly, these are both really close. I'm actually gonna look at the thank you image. Where's Chica? You get a nice look at Toy Chica. Actually, she's front and center.
Yeah, look at the arms and the torso of the AR one. It's just not it.
I must say the thighs are a
The
little
same
bigger in
pose.
VR.
Which is
No.
good.
That's
Both eyes in VR and AR are bigger than the original. It's very accurate. Even the cupcake looks the same, if not better.
The like, how do you call that? No, they're darker.
Honestly, these are really close. I think the original's better than both because both of these have
Yeah.
oversized eyes.
Yeah,
And-
of course.
Everything else is pretty much the same. Even the bib looks like
slightly smaller on both of them.
identical on both. Like they didn't. I feel like the bib is probably better in VR, and I think I'm gonna give it to VR
Yeah.
just because the cupcake looks better. The eyes like
Yeah.
really look like they're clipping through on the AR one, kind of like the original.
Wait,
Whereas
they
on
are.
this one, they kind of look like they're just built in.
clipping as well. So
They are, yeah. So I think VR wins this one, but only because of the cupcake's eyes.
I think that's fair.
They're kind of all meh.
Yeah.
I don't like what any of them did with it. Oh, what the fuck? Oh.
Okay,
Yeah, we're
so
going
for
through the
some
entire
reason
left
it's
side,
going
we
through
do the entire
here
right side.
instead of this one.
Uh,
I don't like this.
so are we doing that now?
I mean, I could like do this, but then we're not getting the proper matchup mode.
Yeah, we can't see the image.
Look, how do I remove that? Why?
Why?
Die.
How'd you do that? Do you right?
I'm trying to remove it. Mangle, stop! Mangle's on a What? How? How? How did Mangle just go from the winning spot back to the other side? Bro, the Mangle invasion is real. Hashtag Mangle sweep.
Mango versus mango.
I just realized I could go full screen. This looks so much better. Guys, Mangle sweep is real.
Mango.
Mangle invasion.
Mangle is real.
Why? How do I remove
How do
you?
you erase them?
Right click, middle click.
I'm
maybe?
left clicking, right clicking is not doing anything. It's so
the
inconsistent.
mangle apocalypse.
I'm just gonna reset. I know what my choices were. This is so
I don't
dumb.
understand.
This is stupid.
Stupid. Right, so
Okay,
we went.
it was VR
VR,
Freddy, AR Bonnie, VR Chica,
VR,
VR
And
Foxy,
VR,
AR,
VR
AR,
Foxy, AR Endo.
Yeah.
AR Freddy,
VR,
VR,
and then VR.
Alright.
VR again.
Okay, so now, which is a better model? We're now comparing different characters. What do we think?
I think VR Freddy just looks really cool.
Freddy
Yes,
versus
same.
Bonnie.
I honestly think that Bonnie is way too glossy for my liking.
I don't really
The
like
classic AR models are just not the thing for me.
that. Yep, same.
It's
Yeah.
just too glossy.
See, I like both of these, but even though I think there's a bit too much contrast to the light patches, I think Freddy wins this one. Because it's a bit more faithful to the original, it's more intimidating. The kind of... I don't know, this Bonnie's missing his guitar, and even though it's, like, intentional, I don't like how the eyes look as much as the VR ones. I felt the eyes are... I don't know, they're missing something.
Freddy's eyes are lifeless.
Yeah, like, Freddy actually looks a bit creepy. Bonnie is, like...
Bonnie is just bored.
It doesn't look as menacing. It doesn't look as unique.
Might be the render
yeah.
specifically, though, but...
True.
VR Foxy, I don't care.
Ooh, I don't know, actually.
Versus Foxy.
It's the perfect Foxy model. I don't know what else you could really ask.
Yeah, it's very accurate with the color palette, and I don't know.
Very
Chica's
accurate, the scale is good, the textures are amazing, like...
Meanwhile, Chica has the wrong eyes. I don't know what's happening with the gap between the torso and the head. I don't know why the endoskeleton over there, like the neck-ish thing
Yeah,
on
like...
the endoskeleton is yellow when it's supposed to be the grayish you see from the
Exactly.
transition from the...
Oh, wow,
from
yeah,
the
I
belly
didn't even
to the
notice.
torso.
Like,
Yeah, alright,
Chica-
I'm picking Foxy. You convinced
Yeah,
me.
Chica
Wasn't
looks
sure.
good, but Foxy looks good.
Okay, I
Yeah.
knew 2,000 hours in Help Wanted would pay off.
Yeah.
Oh, the fuck, That's
I
a
love how
matchup,
goofy the endo looks in this
Toy
render.
Freddy versus the Endo.
Fat Gamer or TikTok
Fat gamer
model?
or naked man?
I think this is like Thin Gamer. This is the guy who like starves
this is a
himself because he's on the
TikTok mom
computer all
that's
day.
Like,
This is
so
the
you have
two
to
types
only
of
eat
people when they
one
start gym.
broccoli a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with Freddy, I guess. I don't know.
I'd go with Endo, honestly.
Really?
Because it's more accurate, and also, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay,
I'm
Lullaby.
trying to think about this.
Alright.
Toy Freddy sits weird with me.
Freddy's
The,
just more interesting.
I
than
don't know.
Chat's popping
They're
off now.
both. I think I'm.
Good matchup.
I
Yeah.
think I'm leaning towards Endo a little bit.
Yeah, I'm leaning.
Honestly, I have a preference for this one,
I don't know, like, I feel like I'm tempted to pick the Endo just because I think they did more with it. Toy Freddy is,
Yeah.
like, so similar to his original, they didn't really have to do that much work, whereas the Endo
but I mean,
made look
The
good.
fact that it's similar to its original, they just over glossed it. Like, it's too glossy. It looks like a mirror now. Like, look at his
thing-
head and look at the reflection.
Yeah.
the thing is, the Endo also looks like the original Endo from like the FNaF 1 teaser.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
we've never actually had the
both-
Endo as like an
Yeah.
active antagonist, and not only did they make them look good, but they actually made them pretty accurate. And it's like all this
Yeah,
detailing. I
true.
don't know, it beats Toy Freddy for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh god,
Oh, God.
Bonnie,
Okay.
Toy Bonnie versus Toy
Bonnie
Chica.
Toy Chica.
Again, something looks wrong with Chica. I don't know what.
Yeah,
It's the head. It's too big. It's a bit of an odd shape. I might give
I
this
don't
one
know
a
if it's the
Bonnie.
head or it's like the teeth ordering, which isn't right.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Also, the cheeks are a different color for an unknown reason.
cheeks, you say?
Nah,
Hey.
nah.
Also, yeah,
We're looking
pizza
at the
time in
different
chat.
cheeks.
Pizza lunch a bowl, lol. Lovely.
Pizza time.
Now we'll
The
see the show.
femboy.
The femboy. Plot twist: Toy Chica's a tomboy, so now we have like perfect balance.
No, she's
Actually,
not.
no, maybe
Don't
it's
worry
Mangle.
about
No, she is.
I don't
not.
She is not.
I just thought it'd be funny.
Hmm.
I mean, Toy
yeah.
Bonnie's a
I don't know,
femboy.
I
What?
might be leaning towards Toy Bonnie.
Wait, why are we doing this now? Why does he not go to the right?
Yeah, we're gonna
I
go
don't know.
all the way until we have a finalist for the left, then we're gonna
Okay,
pick a finalist
Foxy.
for the right.
Man, I think.
Okay, this one puzzles me because
No, I don't know, Freddy... Foxy, again, Foxy's pretty much perfect. Well,
The light patches being too light, I think, is a problem both of them have. So I'm not going to consider
no,
that.
trust me, in VR, Foxy doesn't look too light.
yeah, he
It's just
doesn't.
the
But that's
render.
because of lighting.
Why don't we get a
So-
better image? I need a better image to really judge
I
this.
think they both look fine in
yeah,
VR,
Foxy.
honestly.
Yeah, they both look like great in VR.
Like, they both look great, but I just think
Give me the renders.
Foxy's better
FNaF
than A.
VR Foxy.
Oh, there we go. It's the same images. Although for some reason
Bro, it's the same images.
it was really
Oh, now we
crunched
know
up.
where they ripped it from.
Here we go. Right, so that's FNaF 1. That's the OG.
What is Faz Frights? Is that a step closer?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, it
I
is.
knew
Fast Frights.
Oh, and the movie model, which is the worst.
Movie model.
Oh, where's
Let's go, Fox.
VR?
Adventure.
Big Bad Foxy.
Adventure, Foxy.
Bro, they don't even have like the VR and AR models here. What on earth is
Okay,
this?
they'll probably be the same images.
Bruh.
Just
Okay.
look on like Google Image or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're bothering yourself with wikis.
Usually
Yeah.
wikis have the best images. Here we go. This is
Look
what
at
I'm talking
that.
about.
Yeah, see, that looks a lot better than the other image.
And you can actually see the gold teeth up close in this one.
Mhm.
So hang on, what are we comparing? We're comparing with Freddy.
Freddy.
I just think
I need
the
a closer look.
detailing and stuff on Foxy just gives him the edge.
Here we go. It's literally the same image, but it's like you can actually see the detail. Like, look at the textures. See, I remembered those, but man.
Oh.
Well, see, for some
okay,
reason
I think
this
Foxy
came
won
up
it
first.
for me.
That's sad.
Foxy
Um,
just has like he just has
Foxy
That's
won it for
iconic.
me for one reason. If you go back to the other, like the huge render,
Sorry.
like 1854 to 3606, it's like
Wait, what?
he has a gap between his like the front teeth and the side teeth. They don't connect. It's just
Yeah.
a 90-degree change, as opposed to the smoother transition in Foxy.
Yeah. What did I want to? I just want to look at FNaF 1 Foxy as well. Because yeah, you're right about how accurate it is. It's so close.
It's really close.
yeah, he is
And with the
literally
lighting,
Foxy.
it's basically the same.
The
Yeah.
drawing
Honestly,
looks a little different, but
they're pretty much
Yeah, look at it. It's
equal
just
for
like,
me.
it's a
But I'll give it
90-degree
to
angle.
Foxy.
Why?
Foxy just has the cooler details, I think.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
God. Endo.
I'm going Endo.
Boy
I'm going
Body
Endo for this
versus
one.
the Endo.
This is meh. This is
Yeah.
the Giga Chad goated Endo.
versus
Endo
the
carried
Virgin
this game.
Fanboy.
Yeah, let's let the Endo go further in this bracket fight.
I mean,
Let's
Endo
go.
Is carrying AR right now.
Oh, this is it, guys. The final battle. I think we all know the winner.
Endo versus
Foxy.
Help Wanted Foxy.
I have to go with
Foxy.
Foxy. Again, Foxy just looks amazing.
Foxy's great, yeah.
Man, Foxy's really trumped everybody,
And,
but I don't blame you. I
I'm
mean,
leaning
it's
towards the end. I want to lean towards
Foxy,
the Endo.
like you said, the
Excuse me?
textures, the details. It looks really good, really accurate. I mean, Endo. I don't know. It's not bad, but
Endo's great,
could've
but
done a
Foxy's
bit more.
just on a different level. Like
could have been
he's,
Yeah.
consistent. You know.
they could have done the model any better, I think.
Okay,
Alright,
we're
here we go.
finally
Oh,
here.
hello, Mango.
On the other side. Just
Oh,
reading
I
chat.
don't-
Hello,
no
Creeper
more
Hacks.
Mangle
Welcome
Sweep.
to the stream.
Oh, that
No
one's.
more Mangle Sweep.
Yeah.
That one's.
Okay,
Foxy.
VR model, but because it looks like, I don't know, like, look at the neck of AR Mangle. Like, it's
Oh yeah, it's
tilting.
like it's a
Why
giraffe.
is it tilting?
When you think about this.
Like, that's not...
VR Mango looks a bit odd, especially the
Yeah,
thing on
but
the
it's-
side of her head. It's like curved.
I mean, to be fair, the entire
shape is
body
actually
of AR
different.
Mangle is curving.
Just to
I like,
compare.
I like how VR Mango's rusting a bit.
Yeah, VR Mangle should be
Hmm.
rusting because it's like the endoskeleton is very exposed as opposed to AR Mangle that's like tip top, new and shiny, very plasticky like.
yeah.
I could-
Hmm.
Like I could see that endoskeleton being made out of rubber. That's how like new it looks.
Yeah. To be fair, in
Yeah.
FNaF 2 it didn't look rusted, but
Yeah,
I mean, it
Mangle
didn't look
looked
rusted, but
clean.
but you could tell it's metal. You can tell it's metal in VR.
Yes.
Well, like you can pass it as rubber in AR.
Also, Creeper's computer is 18 years old. Your older PC is 18? That is crazy,
What?
dude.
18.
Mine's like 20.
That's actually kind of mind-blowing. I can't imagine having a computer for that
18 years
long.
old. How do
Yeah.
you do anything on that? Like what?
I'm guessing it's not his primary device, but man, that's
I
kind of
hope
nuts.
so, because even just being productive on that probably is impossible.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
if it is, that's crazy. Like doing this shit on.
I think I'm actually gonna pick VR. The image does not do it justice, but
No, it
it's the
doesn't.
little things. I think the curvature and Mangle's kind of like cheeks and the,
The
eye
neck
holes
and
is
the
just
bodies.
too much on the AR model.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually think the colors are better on the VR one. Like the bow tie's kind of like a reddish
Yeah,
here,
it
where it's
seems
pinkish
it's more
there.
like accurate. FNaF 2. Like look at the endoskeleton.
Yeah,
It's
hard to
brighter.
tell. And the thing is, the
Also, the
rusting detail is so much better, I think, on the VR one. But the thing that really sells it for me is the way the wires, the way the wires are dangling from the second
Ruh-roh.
head. I think the second head's wiring and stuff looks so much better.
That
And
is
like,
true.
this one looks a
Yeah.
bit, I don't
Yeah.
know, cartoony.
Yeah, it looks like they just slapped it
Yeah.
on there.
This doesn't
And also,
have wiring.
the
like,
tail?
coming out of the
I don't know
ear
what's
and
up
the
with
head.
Creeper, your 18 years old computer does not run help wanted, it walks help wanted.
can it
Unless
crawl
you swap
Doom?
the cars in it, but then that doesn't count because it's not really 18 years old.
Okay,
Yeah.
plush strap.
Creeper, that's nuts.
For me, it's AR. For me, AR sells it.
Oh, they
But
both.
it's because like he's not meant to be an animatronic. He's meant to be a stuffed toy.
Hold up, left
Hmm.
one is which one's which? Hold up.
Right is AR,
Sorry.
left is VR.
AR
No.
just looks so cool. I
This
think.
is AR, this is
Yeah,
VR.
AR looks sick.
The tears and stuff look amazing.
Trying to
Yeah,
find plush
it's
strap
also
on
it
here.
also like sells you on the fact that it's like a toy as opposed to
30
an actual
FPS in one
animatronic.
setting, I have a hard time believing it's 30 FPS.
I also
Look at the eye
think
details.
the help wanted model, at least from what I remember, plus draft's like stomach looks a bit plasticky. To be
It
honest,
all looks plastic or something. I don't know. That one looks like
Yeah.
more fabric, more furry. You know.
It's kind of reversed for plush trap, which is
I
kind of weird.
agree.
But no,
Yeah.
I do distinctly remember the promotion for plush trap in AR. I think AR is better. It's
Oh,
The-
the shawl in the trailer
Yeah.
sitting on the chair.
I mean the
Yeah.
first major difference is the eyes, right? The VR ones are more faithful to the original.
Yeah.
Like black
The
dot
hair
looks
are
scary,
So good and deep.
but I kind of like what they did with AR, having them grey with the pupil. I don't know, I kind of like it, but I think the textures are
Yeah.
actually better on this one. It looks like actual matted fur. They look like the stitches, right? And whereas this one does look plasticky, I remember it in game. It looks like it's, you know, cut. This looks torn, and you can actually see it's kind of endoskeleton worthy enough with the
Yeah.
second mouth inside, which is a weird addition. It feels like it's a bit too big, and that definitely. I mean, it was there on the
think it
original,
actually
but it looks
looks
different.
fine.
But it looks good, honestly. It's I don't know, and it is a nightmare animatronic, right? So it's not supposed to
Yeah.
actually be a real thing. No, wait, well,
I just think the
Let's not go
textures
there.
look appealing in the AR one. It looks
yeah,
more
the textures
interesting
make the big
visually.
difference. So I agree.
There's more going on. I think it's the same for Springtrap, by the way. Springtrap in the AR.
Ooh, we'll get there. We'll
Yes.
get there. Balloon Boy.
Oh, they both look kind of bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I
lie.
don't
I
like
think they both
either.
look mid.
like
AR's on the right. Well, AR, the eyes just
Yeah.
So we've got a comparison here. You can see a bit of BB here if you need a refresher. Here,
Also, the
Yeah,
balloon
Creeper,
scheme is the
I
exact
agree, the
opposite.
toys look kinda
And
bad,
I
they
think
don't
the
look-
AR scheme is the correct one for BB. I think the yellow is the top one, the
but
topmost.
eyes, I don't know, they just look wrong.
so yeah, AR has big glowy eyes. They're too big. I think VR again. The textures are too, like I don't know. They're just not right. The colors seem
button
off. The
placement.
eyes are actually too
They're
big
not
on both of them.
lively enough.
The button placement is odd.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, the button placement is more accurate VR. AR is like a bit lower, I think.
Again, the
Actually,
same
look
problem I
back
have
at
with
the-
Toy
look back at
Freddy
the
on
thing.
AR is just too glossy. Too glossy.
I think AR is actually more accurate with the buttons if you look back on the image.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't looked.
It's hard to
Oh,
tell.
yeah,
You
dude.
can't see it because of
AR
button comparative is supposed to be far down.
ARX got the
Yeah.
balloon correct, whereas Help One, it's got a strange looking balloon for Balloon Boy.
Yeah, I just
It's like
looked
it's
at it and
upside
it's like,
down.
you can see a few pixels of yellow, like right above the red at the top. So it's like just turned around 90 degrees as opposed to not being correct.
Yeah,
for the
I think it's
game.
actually the same. It's just that it's he holds it a different like angle.
Yeah, it's just rotated.
I remember
Which is
VR
game
BB as well. Like, the way his eyes and head are designed is a bit strange. It doesn't look that way in his image, but if you look at him side on, it's like his eyes are like sunken in rather than sticking out. It's like just a bit off.
I don't know. I never noticed that really.
Yeah.
It doesn't look
Also,
It's a small
The
thing, but I
hair?
don't like it.
isn't the hair too short on VR? Like too
The hair?
thin?
Oh wait, yeah, his hair. I just remembered. Man, I forgot he had hair.
I lean more
I think they
towards
both
VR.
kind of suck. This is a tie for me, and I
They
think
both
whatever
have
the
appears next
eyes
will overtake
VR,
it. So
Just coin flip it.
Oh.
I'm gonna
only
give it
have,
to
like,
VR because the eyes aren't as
crazy good
distracting.
We only have like crazy good good matchups
yeah,
left.
I was
honestly,
leaning towards
so.
AR, but fair enough.
Why
Yeah, I
AR
don't know.
DJ? Like, what's your
I'm
deal?
not, I don't know.
I think I'm fine with any of these, but the eyes.
Me
don't
too.
Bother
I don't
me.
care.
much.
Like I said, it's got. I know it could just be they help one model of the balloon could just be rotated, but I think the balloon's a bit more accurate, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It just feels like. Yeah, there's a couple
Also-
things that don't like stick out on the help wanted model to me. Like I don't know, I think the coloring is a bit off, but again, we were saying that for most of the toys. In Help
Oh
Wanted.
yeah, the AR one. It might be the lighting, but it looks much again because it's supposed to be quite bright and colorful. I think it is very glossy. Probably too
Maybe
much,
it's
but
too
yeah.
glossy.
But
Whatever
I'm gonna go
happens, it's
VR. I
like-
think both these
We
get
can
voted
flip
out.
a coin, but whatever happens, its next matchup is like any of the baby models, and it's not going further than that.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of
No,
which,
look at how good
They
that
both
is.
suck ass. Holy shit.
It's so much better than BB though.
now unfortunately I don't have a reference for Baby here, and Baby's weird. Baby's model is actually
I'm
really weird. Let me try and find a good
Yeah,
image of
maybe
it.
would be one of the hardest one to model.
Left is VR,
Yeah,
and right
like
is AR.
the sister location gang are all like really detailed. I mean, there's this image. It doesn't really
Yeah,
show
I think
you
it's
everything.
A bit too dark and doesn't look like it doesn't-
FNaF.
Well,
Look for
Baby
a
extras menu.
CN render. Or extras, that's a good one.
SL extras menu could be
Oh,
I didn't think of that.
There's some extras, baby.
images.
Because there's so few like clean
Yeah,
images
look-
because
look-
Baby's
That
not
one's good compared to-
nice mostly.
To the
Again, this is the classic. This is good, but
Yeah,
these
the head on the one on the right looks too small first of all.
honestly, I like how the eyes
Kinda.
glow on VR. It gives it like more life. And
VR
also-
left, right?
It brings
VR
left,
AR,
and it also
yeah.
brings more attention to the pins, which are supposed to be. I don't remember what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be like I don't remember what the pins are.
Nothing's
But they
confirmed
like
in the games, but in the book she can transform into a humanoid and disguise herself as real people with the
Okay,
pins.
so those are like illusion disc type.
Not
things,
even
I
that.
guess.
They like compress her suit. It's not explained very well, to be honest.
Oh well,
I
I,
don't
guess
care
you can
for it.
count them as spring
But
locks.
the skirt in VR.
Ooh,
looks
maybe they
amazing.
are spring locks actually. Maybe they are.
Maybe.
The skirt in VR looks way better.
It's
Yeah,
more
but
In VR,
accurate,
it looks
yeah.
Too flat.
Because again, like the folds, difficult to model,
Yeah.
sure, but like AR didn't even try.
Exactly, AR
It looks
didn't
like
try.
AR is like super rushed and just said fuck it, make her glossy.
But the fan on
Yeah.
AR looks way better. It's in VR it's a little too caved in. For
At the
Yeah.
same time, like everything else is just
I think
you
the
know.
proportion-
Also,
So-
the VR color palette is better.
Okay, the hands are better in AR, but the rest of the body's better in VR.
Mm-hmm.
Proportion is just more accurate. Because the hands are a bit
Yeah.
too small on the VR.
Please tell
one.
me we won't even debate the next one.
The next one is like.
We'll see.
I know which one wins.
DJ, I haven't said much about Baby. Do you have a strong opinion on this, or like?
The more I look at it, I
reading
think
chat as well.
yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Help Wanted because I don't know I was looking at AR for a little bit. I thought maybe, but the more I looked at it, no, I think I'll lean towards Help Wanted because it feels like a bit more on the nose.
I think they try to make it feel like more of a toy than a Funtime animatronic in AR.
Yeah.
Like the
I
way
also,
it's
um,
glossy and all.
Just reading chat. VR Plus Trap is cursed because he have 5 fingers. I didn't even notice that. But yeah,
he
that's
does, by the
wrong.
way.
That is just wrong.
AR
It
ones.
is. It just is.
And yeah. Contra, welcome to the stream. I don't think I said hello to you. The bigger eyes for the toys. Creeper actually likes those. He thinks they make sense. I think they could work, but I think it's too much for those. Just a bit too much.
Or like, yeah, like bigger eyes. If you like bigger eyes, that's fine. But huge eyes.
I think it's
Like, I
only
can see-
Bonnie and
I can
Balloon
see
Boy,
them
Toy
from
Bonnie and
there,
Balloon
bro.
Boy.
Like the Bonnie eyes, you can't tell me that looks good. Like
Yeah,
there's
like
no way
Chica,
you can
Toy
tell
Chica and
me
Toy Freddy look fine, but Toy Bonnie and
Yeah.
BB are too much.
He looks like
Um,
he's either overslept or or like
Oxycontin.
not slept enough.
all on drugs.
Yeah.
That works.
But anyway, but yeah, Mandy, I don't remember you, if that's what you're asking. Like, have you changed your username since I created the channel? Because it has been 4 years now, so I'm sorry I don't remember you. But, anyway, so the things with Baby, I think the winner for me is the VR model. But it's
Let's go.
the skirt is obviously more accurate, and pretty much everything else is actually equal. I'm not seeing any big differences, but the face is
look
what
at
does
the-
it for me.
okay,
Because the
look at
eyes
the
glow,
lighting.
and she's very detailed with all the faceplates. It's hard to get right. Neither of them are that accurate to the OG, which I think is the best one.
You know, I
But
think the
AR's
one-
face just looks a bit
Look at
off,
the
like the
shading.
eyes. and
On the skirt. Like,
I-
look at the VR shading. It's progressively getting lighter as she steps away from the skirt, while AR, it's black, it's gray, it's black again.
To be fair,
you
that's
know?
the lighting probably.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, I guess
But the
it's like a skirt
hands,
effect.
the hair, that's all identical. The
Also,
feet are the
the-
same. The pins.
The scale in VR is so much better. She looks huge. when you
Also,
compare her
yeah.
to, like,
She's
the-
giant.
The what level is it? The one where you're in the FNaF 4 bedroom and she's looking for you?
Night
Terrifying.
terrors?
I love that
Also, the
level.
blueprints, she's 7'2".
Yeah.
Right? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, no,
In
I think
AR,
VR
though,
wins. The face,
smaller.
the eyes.
I don't know why.
No debate. No debate.
AR, easy.
No debate, please.
So guys, hit
AR.
me out.
Nah, no, I won't hear you out.
Okay,
In
to
fact,
be
I'm gonna
fair-
hijack the stream.
To be fair, I do think on that screenshot specifically, the VR one doesn't look too bad. But in
It
game,
hasn't been
it
done
looks
justice
awful.
either. Though. Like, I think an actual render from the game would do it better, but you know,
No, the VR one in game looks worse than this. I think.
the lighting is just
Already in
terrible.
game just looks
Okay,
different. You look
so-
at it for an angle, the face looks wrong, and everything looks disproportionate.
Yeah.
In
Also, the
AR, you can just
flesh.
like tell a body has been rotting in it for
The
30
flesh
years.
on the AR Springtrap looks like so good. Like, that sounds
Yeah.
very weird. Out of
Chef's
context.
kiss, delicious. You know how the French would eat like
Why?
anything? You got like snails and stuff. Like eat some Springtrap.
People eat
Got fresh
snails and I
dish.
hate it. It's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's just a stereotype. It's like British people
Oh,
with
it's
tea.
not
Like I'm
just a
actually not that big on tea. I enjoy tea, but it's like I'm not
People
crazy. but-
actually do
I
eat
drink tea.
Yeah. See, I have coffee instead of like tea. I have like herbal, like fruity tea, but that's like a different thing, kind of. It's not like where you have like milk and sugar. Not that kind of tea. I have coffee instead. All right. So unless you guys have anything else to say,
I mean,
I'm
FNAF VR just looks amazing.
It's just better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have like just it's a small nitpick with the AR model.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's just I don't know. To me, yeah, obviously we know Springtrap is supposed to be cross between machine and man, but I don't know. I think the it just looks a little goofy. The flesh feels like too like stretchy when like the
I know what you mean.
specifically and whatnot.
I know what you mean.
To be
Yeah.
fair,
But
to be
flesh
fair,
is
that thing's been
unaffected.
decomposing for so long. The parts that stick to the animatronic are the only ones that should be left at this point after like 3 decades. Also, the spring locks and them just squishing you might as well just extend your body, your lungs, and everything. You know.
Yeah. The thing is, I think the problem with that, because it does stretch a lot, and it's like, it just looks like a mass. It's not clear what part of his body is exactly there, and it's like, it's just not detailed enough. It's always really blurry.
I mean, how
It looks
would you
kind of like a
tell?
tongue,
you
but it's
can't tell
weird.
either way. Like whichever model you look at, you can't tell
To be
anything.
fair,
about
with spring locks, the face would probably be so mangled that you wouldn't be able to recognize it.
Exactly,
Yeah,
which
of
is
course.
fair enough. It's a
Like, it
nitpick,
would
but
be
I
a
agree with
drastic
DJ. So just to catch up with chat, can
think
you
they
start
look
playing
familiar.
Fortnite maybe? Livy is right. I played Fortnite once with Platty, except my recording was so laggy, he put his as the one on the main screen, thank goodness. It was okay, it exists, but I'm not particularly enthusiastic about Fortnite or Epic Games, so I'll pass on that one. I've been there, I'm happy, I don't... If I could go back in time and play Fortnite in like when it first released, that'd be different. But yeah, I'm not that fussed. Just reading this. Nebula, are you a part of the group? You're in the Hydrated, his group. Mandy, what are you talking about? You in the Hydration Nation?
Creeper thinks that AR Springtrap is like very bad.
Okay, so my take on this, as a lot of you guys have rightfully pointed out, it is AR, no contest, because for some reason, Steel Wall just completely fucked up Springtrap. The main thing is his eyes. Why are they this awful lime yellow color?
Yeah.
They
So
were
can I
black
just
and white and
nitpick as
grey. And neither of these have the iconic eyes, but ARs are a hell of a lot better. They'll look the same as plush traps. They're actually more realistic, and I like that.
Also, can I have one more nitpick about
Go on,
VR?
go on,
Why
yeah.
are his shoulder joints fucking floating?
Yeah. Wow.
Again, yeah, like his shoulder joints are like way too detached. That it doesn't really flow with the model. Especially when you're playing FNAF 3, his eyes are so distracting. But even if you look past that, the textures aren't that good. They're kind of just the same as the FNAF 1 characters.
It's weird.
You know, he just kind of looks okay. I mean, the original Springtrap will always be the best. I don't know why he looks so saturated in the
nobody
thank you
holds a
image.
candle to original Springtrap. Like every
Yeah.
other model after that is just a downgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, it's sad, but you know, don't fix what ain't broke. At least it's not a remodel; it's just a worse version. Again, if the eyes weren't so bad, maybe I wouldn't mind so much. But yeah, it's like it's fairly accurate, but like it's just not that compelling. Whereas AR has a much grittier texture. It looks like mottled. It's nice, and I like how again the shoulder blades don't stick out too much. The flesh is like the fact that his jaw basically actually opens with the mask is really cool. And just little things, like, I'm not seeing any wires poking out of this guy, but he's got, like, you know, the one coming out of his ear, the one of his, like, side of his head, his chest.
VR Springtrap's toes are, like, ordered cutlery.
Also, yeah, they look like his feet are on backwards, or, like, the wrong way around. It's weird. You can't see this one.
They look like that on the original, so...
I
don't
know.
know.
It looks slightly better, because it's, like, they're connected. Like, those are just, like... Ugh.
Can't see it there, but yeah, AR is a slam dunk. So...
Yeah.
Now we got VR Mangle. Whoops.
Ooh,
VR Mangle
that was
versus
hard.
AR Plush Trap.
That one's hard
This is
because
kind of
Mangle looks
tough.
really sick, but I love what they did with Plush Trap.
Yeah, Plush Trap took more creative liberties.
Yeah.
But Mangle's more accurate. But they're both really good.
They both
I'll
really
be back in a
good
bit,
models.
but I personally think Plush Trap, so do with that as you will.
I just really like the texture on Plush Trap. It just looks really nice. The texturing work and the modeling work on Plush Trap is just great.
It does. But, like, Mangle's got all that, like,
Yeah,
rust.
it
You
may
can't
be a
see
bit-
it well here,
It
but
may
it's...
be different from
The wiring.
Trap and FNAF 4, but it's pretty. I think it's pretty detailed, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing about AR or VR Mangle, yeah, there's rust, but I feel like Plush Trap just has more like detailing and stuff to go for him. Like,
The thing is, I think Plush Trap took more creative liberties. They actually changed stuff, and he still looks really good. So I'm going to
Yeah.
reward that. But it's close. This is a tough one.
I agree though.
You could argue that Mangle's like a better character design in the first
Baby?
place. But yeah, Baby wins. No diff. Like,
Own Boy just looks weird.
not even a question. And now it's Baby
Ooh.
versus Plush Trap.
Oh, that's hard. Ooh.
This is hard. I like Baby's VR model, but I think I might go Plush Trap again. Again, like,
Again, I
this
think
could be
what really
better.
makes Baby
Again,
great in
Baby's
VR.
pretty close to her sister skating
Like,
counterpart.
the
but
AR
Plush Trap
one
again.
looks like the toys with glossy, but this one doesn't have that metallic shine that kind of defined the fun
I
times.
feel like in game it actually does. With the light.
Alright, you know what?
I
Let's
think
find a
this-
video.
This render doesn't really like the colors look way more dull than they do in game. That render. In game it looks way more white.
I wonder if there's any good renders here. Yeah.
Yeah, look at it. In game it
Look
looks
at
all
this.
white and bright. Also they did a great job on like the endoskeleton and stuff.
Like, you can actually see, like, in her face and everything. Oh.
And I think the fact that she looks so huge, even if you're not playing in the VR version, you're playing in flat mode, she just looks huge. And I think that the sense of scale that they managed to get out of her.
Yeah. Because, like, getting the scale right, Help Wanted helped a lot with actually giving us an idea of how big the characters are, because there was no sense of scale before then. It was kind of difficult to compare across games.
I haven't
Especially
done
if
the
there was so
baby
much
minigame in VR yet, and I'm terrified.
Oh, have fun. Good luck.
I mean, it's not a hard minigame anyway, but...
True, it's actually piss easy. Like, I think...
Okay.
I can't remember. There was a weekly challenge that was actually invented thanks to something I found out playing it, which was like...
Oh, you
I can't remember. It was like
Circus
beating
Baby
it
and that
without some
and
kind of handicap.
approach you if you close a closet where she can't see you.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, you
thing?
can only shut the doors when her eyes go red and she spotted you, and it was like still super easy. It was like a 2 out of 10. That was fun.
Yeah. Also, what are we doing now? Like, what's the
Sorry, I want a better look at Baby.
Springtrap.
This is Plush Baby. Never mind.
That's Plush Baby.
Oh, this is still a tough call.
I think the coloring on the baby model here doesn't do it justice at what it actually looks like in the game. In the game, it looks a lot more accurate.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's true. What do you guys think?
Again, I
I
just
personally think Baby.
I think the sense of scale just gives Baby the edge, even though the plush trap looks really cool and took a good amount of creative liberties. I just think Baby is just...
I mean, Plushtrap was the right size in AR. I felt like his like small, nimble
Yeah,
nature was
that is
communicated.
true,
And
but-
Baby was the right size in VR, so that's a counter argument.
I think just Baby in general just looks cooler than plush trap.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
what
thing.
it comes
If the model quality is the same, I guess it's a question of whose character designs you like more, like conceptually. Because, like, I think Mangle versus Plushtrap's tough because they're both pretty interesting ideas. This
I
again,
like Baby's concept, honestly.
yeah. But DJ, what do you think?
Honestly, I could go with both. if I were.
I'm going with Baby.
Yeah. I'm gonna read chat for a minute.
Thinking
DJ,
about
hello.
all the points that have been brought up. I can see everything with Baby, and again, Plush Trap, again, we've discussed plenty, so I think my final decision is probably, even though Plush Trap's good, I guess, yeah, maybe Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Plushtrap slams like anything on the other side but Freddy and VR Freddy and VR Foxy. But Baby's just
Starting to think
better.
about that. I'm gonna be the unpopular guy and pick Plushtrap. I just think it's like again because they took creative liberties with it and made it work.
Okay,
Whereas
but I mean,
Baby,
yeah,
I think Baby's VR one could still be better. I don't think this could be better.
Plush Trap versus...
Now this is the real question: Plushtrap versus Springtrap. This is
I
tough.
don't know, Baby.
Springtrap. I don't know. For me, it's not comparable. Like, the best model in AR is base Springtrap. He just slams.
Hey, he's really good.
He just
I mean,
slams.
textures,
Plushtrap
they're
is-
both nailed. The eyes are both solid. The God, I know the color schemes both work. They are different. Like Springtrap's truly like
think-
that mottled rotten green, whereas Plushtrap's more of a yellowy because he's supposed to be like Spring Bonnie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
Yeah.
Springtrap nails the scenario which he comes out of more. Like, he looks abandoned. He looks like, I don't know, he doesn't, I don't know, he just doesn't look right, and he isn't supposed to. As opposed to Plushtrap, he's supposed to look more like a toy.
You know
But you
what?
can see, like, shoulder joint, you can see, like, joints and stuff that you can see in endos.
Yeah,
That's
why
this is a
it's like
really
that.
tough call for me. Actually, I'm struggling to pick one.
I use Springtrap. Just looks. It just has more going for it, I think.
Yeah.
They did take some creative liberties with Springtrap as well, a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
they
the
did.
eyes are different. They adapted that and they made it work realistically.
Yeah.
The teeth are like crumbled, which isn't.
Oh
a
yeah, he's
thing
got
in
those
the
like
games.
tombstone teeth. They're pretty similar, but they are a little different. Plushtrap has different teeth
Also,
too,
like,
especially the inside.
I don't
one,
know if
but-
that's saliva or not on Springtrap, but like, it
not saliva,
fits
right?
him. It fits him.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
just think
really-
Springtrap just looks so cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like the mix of fleshiness and mechanical body is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
DJ,
the mouth
what
flesh
about
did
you?
look a little
I'm thinking
goofy.
about it, including my nitpick, and yeah. I think, Springtrap probably for this one.
I'm just gonna read chat for a minute. I love the Hydrator group is actually Mr. Matt's secret server only for base members of HN. Flame emoji. Mandy, I'm not sure what you're asking, but I think the answer's probably no. Like, what do you mean? On my channel? Also, yes. Baby is terrifying in VR. And, the skull design is really weird. To be honest, I think the original FNAF 3 Springtrap is the only model that gets everything right, and even then it could be better.
Yeah, true.
Like, the skull design of William Afton's actual skull inside was good in FNAF 3, was atrocious in Pizza Sim, was okay. I don't think there even is one for VR, I've never seen it, and it's like okay for AR. I don't even know about Security Breach, but I don't
We don't
care.
talk about security.
We don't talk about that here.
Which is just a nice Springtrap anyway.
But yeah, but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go Springtrap. I think it's the eyes.
It's a strange model.
Yeah, I think the
Also,
eyes.
It's just hard for like.
I don't know.
It's hard for the toy version of something to be better than the actual thing.
Imagine if Plushtrap had like the original style eyes though. Could that beat Springtrap?
Nah, I still
I
don't
think without that like huge
Maybe.
chunk in his mouth, maybe I could see it. Like something else, like a tongue or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Alright,
but
well,
if you have
guys,
the- oh, that's
Okay,
This is it. This is it. The final one.
The
This
thing
is it, the true
Oh,
finale.
okay, the thing is, Springtrap is an amazing model, and Foxy is probably the most accurate model of all these.
Yeah, it's the most accurate versus the best one
So what do
while
we
taking creative liberty.
more?
Best model from AR.
I definitely think Springtrap has a bit more issues with, like, again, what DJ mentioned, like the skull and the flesh looking a little
Yeah,
weird.
Yes.
true.
While Foxy's just pretty much perfect, but he doesn't have anything that's creative, right?
I mean, he doesn't necessarily need to, but yeah, I think this is a tough call. But I think because of the nitpicks, I'm gonna go with
I
Foxy.
think just Foxy just has more rights than Springtrap.
That's-
I think if
True.
Springtrap had a better
Yeah.
skull design, it would actually win this.
Like, if we didn't take the originals into account at all, Springtrap would win, but Foxy's just... They managed to remake the models so fucking well
Mm.
that, like,
True.
Foxy just wins.
True. Anyway, so there we go. That's that.
There it
GG.
is.
That is our bracket fight. I'm just gonna download this, I guess. That was
I love how
fun.
we didn't even talk about it. We just sweeped. Foxy just sweeped everything.
We already talked about Foxy so much. I think we've said everything that needs to be said.
Are we talking about what we the pros of Help One Foxy, and then we talk about the
Pros
pros,
and
of
cons.
our Springtrap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is almost 6:30. We have taken a lot longer on that than I thought we would. So if we don't have time, I might actually have to do a second stream. But I think I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna do the franchise bracket next. And if we don't have time for the
Alright.
characters, we could do that in another stream.
We're gonna have some spicy opinions on that.
Because I actually
Jesus,
kind of gotta go soon. But yeah, I will be right back. I will see you guys in just a moment. All right. So if you are enjoying the stream, leave a like. Really, it
Alrighty.
helps out. Appreciate it. Subscribe and check the links in the description below. Today's charity shout out goes to the Bee Conservancy, which you guessed it, are conserving bees. Great cause. Seriously, it's very important, and there's lots of ways you can help, even if you can't afford to donate. But it's an issue that's important to be aware about, and they actually have 10 ways to save bees. There's lots of things you can do just with your shopping in your garden to help protect bees where they are near you. And there's like, a lot of reasons to donate to these guys. So do check it out, because I think they're mainly based in the USA, but they work across the world now. And it's like, it's actually crazy how critical they are to the, like, food chain. Like, if bees were to disappear, then, like, the entire, like, global economy is going to be screwed. It's absolutely crazy. So, yeah, check it out. They're a great cause. And you, too, can win a shout-out linked in the description to your YouTube channel if you win the question of the day, the QOTD. Details are in the description. Which is better models, VR or AR? Give me your answer in chat. And, yeah, if you're bored waiting, if you don't need to go AFK, get something to eat, something to drink, stretch, tidy up, go to the toilet, whatever, then feel free to check out my other YouTube channels, the Discord server. I highly recommend joining. It's all there. Guys, if you want to, like, commentate while I'm gone, you do that. I've spoken plenty. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right?
Alrighty.
That link too.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'll be back as well.
Alright, I'll be.
I'm gonna go refill my water real quick. So
I'll probably get some hydration as well, so, you know.
I'm back, and I just realized as I started that break and went AFK,
Alright.
there's been no music playing this whole time. We normally have background
down.
music, and I had none. So, I'm gonna bring this back. Sorry,
Some
I
awkward
completely forgot. Yeah, there's supposed to be background music, so there's no awkward silences. And I just forgot to do it. So, good news, I've got an extra 30 minutes, because the stream was going to end now. We've got 30 more minutes. Bad news, I don't know if we're going to have time, unless we rush through these. But, you know, it was nice to get, like, granular with the analysis. I think it was really interesting, because you'd never normally think of these things. But, yeah, if you guys are all good, I'm just going to continue on to the next one.
I'm ready.
But, yeah, so we're going to do the franchise bracket, and now, as opposed to a tier list,
what we get done.
this is just going to be an overall thing, guys. Like, just based on your enjoyment of all the factors, you know, gameplay, story, you know, fear, like kind of how scary it is, horror, you know, the quality of like the graphics, the sound design, everything. What is your overall opinion on these particular brackets? I'm going to find out. And also just catch up with chat. Yeah. You talking about the channels tab on your channel, Lamau? Yeah, sorry, don't worry, Mandy, the stream will not end just yet. If you want to pick one favorite person in the chat, who would you pick? Myself, because I have the pin message. Anyways, but yeah, Fantastic Aero, Donny Productions, welcome, hello, love the Minecraft music. Well, guys, if you want to watch more Debate Direct, obviously subscribe so you don't miss the next one, but like, it is a growing series. I mean, but there have been a lot of these, alright? The playlist is on my featured, check it out. The older stuff is a bit hit and miss. I wouldn't go back before number 33 or number 30, the subreddits, but like the newer stuff is, I mean, this is like my best series.
The AR was like, the AR debate directs were
Right?
harder, so
How funny is that?
The first part of that.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, let's get on with this. So guys, FNaF 1 or 2, which one's better?
It's unfortunate that FNaF 2 went against FNaF 1 first, because I feel like it would win against a lot of others, but not FNaF 1.
True. No.
Yeah, I know there's bias for like, oh, it's the original. It's like, you know, nothing would exist without it. But I do think FNaF 1 wins here.
Nah.
I mean,
'cause-
FNaF 1 is perfect horror, first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FNAF 1 has more simple gameplay, which I think it will work really good.
FNAF 1 has less RNG. FNAF 2 has more major bugs. FNAF 1 has better everything. I guess.
The thing is, FNAF 2 is amazing, but it doesn't beat FNAF 1.
Yeah. Also, if if we look at it from a gameplay perspective, you can basically beat 420 every single time, no matter how little you try.
Yeah, but again,
But in 1020, if you don't abuse intervals and do perfect play, you're probably
Okay,
like
it's you're talking about some really niche stuff here. I'm just
I'm
saying.
gonna be honest. I think
let me get that
just
full screen.
talking
There we
about
go.
the max modes to render games is kind of stupid because they wouldn't.
I mean, I don't talk about max modes, but like, there's overall more glitches in FNAF.
I mean,
2
the
as
max
opposed
modes
to
are just
1.
one part of the gameplay, but it's worth talking about.
FNAF 1 has a lot of glitches as well. Like you can literally be invincible to like jump scares.
No,
I don't
that was patched.
listen to
it
Michael
wasn't.
Jackson, Mandy.
What?
I don't
I think
really.
it
I don't
was.
dislike Michael Jackson, but I don't really listen to them since you ask.
It
I'm
was-
doing
it
a
wasn't
Q&A in a month. You could love that.
You can literally just flip up the camera while you're getting jump scared.
Okay.
I think that was patched, but I'm not sure.
No, it
I don't
wasn't.
It's
I
weird.
don't-
Okay, so- Sorry, DJ. Go on. Go on.
Go.
In my opinion, thinking about both games as a whole, with everything that you can do with it and that comes packaged with it, I think I'm gonna say FNAF 1 for this one, because while there is a lot more to do in 2, I think 1 has, a much more straightforward gameplay, style going for it, whereas 2, there's a lot of things to learn and juggle.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's say.
Yeah, I like how you phrase that, like what it's packaged with and what you
Yeah.
can do. Because what
That's-
can you do with these games? I think there's absolutely more content in FNAF 2. The custom night is one of the best additions to the formula, and 2 is the game that did that. And FNAF 2, like, it expanded on the lore in a really cool way. We had some really interesting characters. But I think FNAF 1 is a superior game loop. I think it's more immersive. It's got a much better atmosphere. And whereas FNAF 1 is the lightning in the bottle, as described by Corthan himself, that made
you
this whole
look-
thing. FNAF 2
look
was a
at the
hype
locations.
sequel rushed out for fans. And it's good, but it has some big issues with its game
Like,
loop. And
the
and
FNAF
bugs.
1 office is, like, dimly lit, so many noises, like, the lights are so loud, the closing the
Oh
doors,
god, the
like,
sound design's
so
genius.
much more power. FNAF 2 is just bright office, no doors, just...
It's the same
vent lights are
ambience.
just
You can't even tell if
power.
someone's going in or out of a vent or which side it is. It's,
Yeah.
FNAF 2's
Yeah.
good, I love it, and it's not, like, super
good,
far,
but it could
but
be
1's better.
Yeah.
So if we're all
I think
good...
FNAF 1 has something that these games
God.
never managed to replicate.
Yeah, 1 is just the perfect balance.
Ooh,
So 3 and
FNAF
4, this is a good one. This is actually a bit
That's
tough.
okay. It's kind of tough. Let's say
I can gripe, I can, like, nitpick, like, bad things about 4, but I generally think it's better.
FNAF 3 has the... I don't know, I mean, FNAF 3
think
is better in
it's
terms
creeper.
of story? That's about
I
it.
mean, why story, though? Like,
Ooh,
I like the way, like,
yes,
everything is introduced, I guess.
Yes,
Like,
Donnie.
I don't know, the
Sorry,
final
Shuniji.
villain at the night 5 and 6 and stuff, the challenges, the chiefs, and
I didn't
everything.
think about this.
Like, FNAF 3 pioneered the idea, but FNAF 4 perfected it.
I wouldn't say...
Yeah, that's a good way to sum that up.
I mean, not perfected, but expanded on it and made it overall
Yeah,
better.
the FNAF 4 definitely has more content.
Also, like, FNAF 4 is really easy to soft lock in if you spam a lot. While FNAF 3, I haven't, like, found a concrete soft lock in any patch.
I don't think soft locks are the biggest.
No, yeah.
I've
like I
never
said,
soft locked in any of
nitpicks
these
with
games.
4. Like, it's a nitpick.
Like,
Okay.
FNAF 3 would be better if the Phantoms were different, I think.
Yes.
I can
Okay,
agree with
this
that,
is tough.
but they're
This
not.
is really tough, but I might have an answer. I need to think about it.
FNAF 3 just has more glaring issues than FNAF 4. FNAF 4 is like... FNAF 4 is good, pretty much, while FNAF 3 is like, it's good, but it has issues with it.
Livy, welcome back. DJ, what
One
were you
of
gonna
them
say?
is, like,
Sorry.
So again, just to like I did with 1 and 2, seeing as I actually have recently gone through at least the majority of FNAF 4, at least like the main 6 nights, thinking about both of them again from the standpoint I did with the first 2 games. I think 4 has a lot of interesting, elements, and the atmosphere is pretty intense. And I think 3 can have intense moments. It just depends on your play style. So
yeah.
with that, even I'm leaning towards 3, but like 4 is like just I think it's neck and neck for these two.
The only thing I can judge it by, because everything is like, all the problems I have with the games are nitpicks, so it's just left, well, like, I either judge the minigames or the difficulty, and I don't really know a lot about the minigames, but FNAF 3's difficulty spike, it's not like FNAF 1, like, slowly but surely building up, and it's more so like FNAF 2, like how FNAF 2 nights 5 to 6 goes from 0 to 100 real fucking quick. FNAF nights 1 through 6 are relatively easy and can be done by anyone. And then there's Nightmare Aggressive only, which is the bane of my existence for no reason at all.
This is really tough because I would genuinely consider them equal. Go on.
But like, also the factor that Nightmare is so much less forgiving than Nightmare Fredbear. So if you get confused by a fake laugh, you're dead. There's no contest. You're dead. No matter how fast you are or how good you are, you can't save yourself if you mistake a fake laugh for a real one. You physically can't.
It's stupid.
Well,
See, I really
gives you enough time.
Yeah, I really like both games. I'm trying to think of the problems with them. FNAF 3 doesn't have anywhere near as much atmosphere as FNAF 4, but I actually love how the game mechanics go. FNAF 4's got great mechanics, but, I mean, the FNAF 3, I feel like it does clearly explain what you're supposed to do, and there's so much room for different, like, strategies and stuff. FNAF 4, meanwhile, the breathing doesn't really sound like breathing, and for years, I was one of many people who was confused about that. And Fredbear's mechanic,
panting than breathing.
Yeah,
you know.
And Nightmare Fredbear's mechanics actually never explained, which is a bit of a nitpick because it's quite intuitive to figure out, but it isn't actually explained. So you have to trial and error that for it to work.
It's like also perfect footsteps, and when it laughs, you know there's something different.
Yeah.
So you just like instinctively look at something you haven't looked before.
I think I'd rather not explain. I think it's just better for immersion. And honestly, like when I played FNAF 4 like, years ago for the first time, I beat it in like 2 tries. Like it's not that
really
hard,
wow.
even if it's
Me too, yeah. So
it's like
I watched Markiplier before I played it though, so I don't think I'm a fair comparison.
Like, you hear from what side, you hear the footstep from one side. Yeah, you're gonna die one time, which is stupid because you're not gonna know it's different at first.
Yeah.
But like once you die that first time and you're like, oh, something's different, then you hear the footsteps on one side and you start to understand what to do like really quickly. It's not like, it's intuitive enough to not need explanations.
Yeah, alright.
FNAF 3 has like more BS factors, like the fact that Springtrap can like, you know,
the Springtrap hallucinations are BS. Someone had to ask on Steam about that. I remember that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna casually be faster than the ability for you to seal your like vent snare. Because
but the fake laugh RNG and Nightmare's intervals as well. I'd forgotten about that creeper. Yeah,
I mean, it's only Nightmare though. Nightmare Fredbear.
But yeah, right. That's only like the highest difficulties, and Springtrap's RNG on the highest difficulties as well. That just goes with the territory.
Yeah.
I genuinely can't pick, so I think I'm gonna go 4 because more people said 4, and it does have more content with the cheats. But man, I prefer the story of 3. That's the other main thing I want to point out.
I was leaning maybe 3 for my. I was thinking 3 for my final vote.
I mean, 4 also introduced like fun with plush strap and everything.
Yeah, but fun with plush strap is still a pretty cool part. Like it's not.
I'm gonna go 4, but like, okay, actually, guys, what would be more interesting to put up against other games, 3 or 4?
Probably
4.
Oh.
You think 4?
For me.
Alright, yeah, that's why with Pink Fox it's more interesting. I genuinely, it's hard for me to pick one of those.
Oh dear God.
Contra said that Night 1 in FNAF 4 is RNG based. I think that's just because you don't yet. That's stupid. That's just because you don't know how to play the game yet. You could say that about every single game.
Yeah. I will say, I think I have to admit, I think the loud jump scare followed by everything else being quiet is a bit of a cheap tactic, but I think 4 justifies it. I think it makes it work. So I don't know.
Also,
Just to catch up with chat before we discuss this, sorry.
I don't know which one I'm picking.
Livy, Mandy keeps asking me this. I
yeah.
already answered it. Like, what do you want me to say?
One of these teams I hate.
I don't have a favorite, not really.
I guess sort of same. I don't know. There's so
yeah.
many critical flaws with both of these installments.
I think the difficulty curve is solid in all of them except 2.
I
mean,
and-
yeah,
Stal has no
yeah.
difficulty curves. So,
Donnie, if you want this playlist, I will actually share it. Have you got Discord? Because I
SL is
put this in the
SL
Discord
has a
previously.
difficulty sphere.
Yeah,
Some of them are
SL
local
has-
files though, so you won't have
SL
access
has
to
like
these.
3 different types of difficulty curves.
SL is basically I sleep until like 4, and then I die a lot, and then I sleep again until
Yeah.
You sleep.
SL has like 3 difficulty curves. One of them is the walking
Okay.
segments, Valor and Foxy. The other ones are the second one is everything
Really?
else, and the third one is the custom night.
Yeah, but the custom is a totally different.
Guys,
It's true.
Itui just tipped me 20 quid. Never played FNaF,
Holy.
never will, but FNaF 4 is the funny bite of it.
That's true.
Was that the bite of 87? I actually did a recreation of that. Someone wanted me to, so there's a clip on Matt's the Mist of me imitating that. Itui, you absolute king. Hello and welcome
Let's
back.
go.
Thank you so much. And hey, FNaF is one of those kind of games that's actually sometimes more entertaining to watch than play, so up to you. But yeah, FNaF 4 is very fun to play if you can get over the fear. Took me a long time, but man, it's so fun to play now. I do some of the combo clips for Ethan. Guys, FNaF 4 combos, I've made some of those. But anyway, thank you. And Donnie, yeah, join the Discord, links there. Hopefully the system works. It's broken in the past. Anyways, Sister Location versus Pizza Sim.
It's a sim.
I think it's
I think, like, SL, if you've talked to me like 5 seconds, you know I fucking hate SL anyway.
let's go.
I don't hate SL, but I would prefer Pizza Sim because it's like my favorite. But let's justify it. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
SL,
sure. Let's justify it.
Okay, SL as a story, big brackets that it tries to tie together with the first time we hear dialogue, except that it's when we're starting to talk about the sci-fi stuff like fucking Remnant or whatever.
Scooper.
Very much dislike. FNaF 6 has a very coherent plot line that actually kind of redeems a lot of the previous games, and that
Has the perfect
has a
ending.
really nice conclusion that got ruined later, but we don't talk about that.
It feels more like one of the older games in that the story, it seems
Yeah.
like just simple background lore, and then it has this climactic ending that ties to everything together despite the issues with 4 and
Yeah.
SL. I do see it as a
Here's the
redeeming
thing.
game for story.
Gameplay-wise, SL is basically a giant cutscene propped up by random minigames that have non-continuity between them and that are just kind of boring.
Let's go.
Well, Pizza Sim, yeah, the night segments aren't the best. They're a bit boring at times. I think the Tycoon stuff is interesting enough.
Salvage phases are like
The Tycoon is the
all the
main
atmosphere.
part of the game, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
people don't get that. A lot of people don't like
Yeah.
Pizza Sim for gameplay because they consider the night the main gameplay. Really, the Tycoon is the most fleshed out thing.
Yeah.
And
it
to
is.
be fair, it's a bit of a shame that it's not more equally
Yeah.
distributed with the effort. Because
Yeah.
the salvages, I think, could be a lot better. Because it's like, it doesn't matter what you mark on the sheet. I love the salvages; they're fun, they're scary. But it's like, it could have
Yeah.
been a bit more with that. I think.
Also, people keep saying that Sister Location did a lot of new stuff or whatever. Yeah, fake roaming around with scripted stuff and just doing random minigames. It's basically you're playing a mini FNAF game every night that's boring and that's only like 2 minutes. That's not
Yeah.
new. That's just called not knowing how to design a game
True. Fair
properly.
enough.
Well, FNAF
Let's
6
look at
did
it.
a Tycoon, which is new, but which is actually interesting.
I mean,
You can,
SL
like,
has
buy
the
shit
traditional
and risk.
FNAF gameplay, anyways, with the private
Yeah.
room.
My main gripe about FNAF 6 is how it doesn't explain jack shit about the night segment. But SL
It
has
does,
a lot
though.
more than that.
It does explain.
It does.
People just don't
I mean-
listen, which is fine
People
because
just
you
don't
learn
listen
through
or-
doing anyways.
Other than hand unit, who
Tutorial
else
unit.
explains-
Well, and you need to
Yeah,
explain pretty
tutorial
well. You
unit,
tells you what all
hand
your
unit,
tools do, and then you
and
give it
field,
time
you
to
know.
try them out, and to try to experience, and try to make your own strategies with it.
Well, that's the beauty of Pizza Sim. It's like there's not a
Yeah.
singular
Yeah,
correct way
the
to
problem
play.
with Pizza Sim is that a lot of people, they're like, oh, this game looks too hard, I'm gonna look up a tutorial, and then they just follow like a random strategy that makes them stall for 20 minutes, even though they could try something different.
Yeah.
Also, most of the strategies are complete garbo that works only a third of the time. So,
Yeah, that is a little...
I will
this is
say,
the biggest issue
Pizza
the
Sim
game
actually does have a big RNG problem, considering the kind of the unwinnable situation of 10% chance that they'll just kill you even if you got everything off and you got a flashlight in one vent. That sucks.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's... I'm not sure. It would be nice if they had unique mechanics rather than all 4 of them doing the same thing. You think it's like 4 of the most threatening characters in the franchise, the most intelligent, the most powerful, and they all just do the same thing.
Yeah.
But overall, SL's difficulty curve is very inconsistent.
yeah. Let's look at
doesn't
the
gameplay.
location for a second. Night 1 is nothing.
So
Night 2 is abusable at least. I found a way to
Night
go
2
through Ballora in less than 50 seconds
Wow.
without sound and without paying attention to her main mechanic. Same thing
Wait,
with
what?
Funtime
Without
Foxy.
sound? How?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can,
can
just spam W. Make sure you're not holding it down every 2 seconds because that's when the check runs. Every 1 second when she's like twirling around at the front. And if you don't do that, you're never gonna get killed or punished.
Oh, wow.
And also it's the same thing with Funtime Foxy. So it's
crazy.
just the same AI, ripped into 2 different nights, abused the exact same way. Then there's Freddy, that can be destroyed by intervals. I've done Breaker Room in less than a minute
Again,
and a half.
I do understand like the interval thing, but I feel like for the average player, that's not gonna be something that they're gonna notice.
Literally
I mean,
never heard of intervals until I met
But
I don't
Ambience.
think
I don't
that
know,
should
man.
really be a point of discussion here because I think it's
No.
just a little too niche.
It's
Really
okay. Let's look at the
ranking.
more bigger things.
Because
Okay,
let's be honest,
let's
you can
just-
abuse all of these games of intervals if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
If you've
but,
read the frickin' code, yeah, who does
do you
that?
know that the of whatchamacallit, the renders, or at least most or some of them, and the danger meter don't do fucking anything. They're just like flashing lights that don't matter.
But again,
So,
if you've
There's
played-
so many visuals that can be blatantly ignored.
Guys, we're running out
but
of
we have the
time
exact
here,
same
so I gotta move this
gameplay.
on.
So
I think Creeper summed this up pretty good. SL's better atmosphere and environments, but Pizza Sim beats it out with lore, gameplay, and voice lines, among other
better
things.
atmosphere, I would tend to disagree with because
SL is a
Dude,
50-minute
the
cutscene.
rooms though, the way the
SL isn't
sound
scary
matches
at
the
all.
big blue dark rooms, I always felt very like immersed in there
Yeah,
compared
but
to the
why do
little
we
office,
go from
which is
like
good. But...
dark, timid
Right.
places?
Say real quick is that so again, I think Pizza Sim shines with its replayability because this location only
yeah,
has
that's
the main
it.
5 nights.
Yes.
And you gotta go do this. You gotta go do this secret mini game to unlock an additional part of night 5, and then
The
there's the whole
checkpoints
custom
suck.
night. Sure,
Ugh.
but it's not
Yeah.
really a custom night per se because it's a preset night.
Yeah,
And
preset
again,
night.
Pizza Sim there's so much replayability, so much customization. You know, there's a lot
6
you can do. You can
endings.
make your own, thing. And yeah, and
Also-
multiple endings too.
Also, you can tell that Scott didn't know what the fuck he was doing with nights 4 and 1020 mode because he had to like patch
he didn't know
those
what he was
days
doing.
after their release,
Yeah.
advising night
Anyway.
4 and 1020.
Mandy, that's really kind. Thank you. I don't think anyone has 100 billion subscribers though. I know you're exaggerating, but damn.
Well, that's seen.
What's PewDiePie on now? Like 100 million, maybe?
120 million, I think, something of that sort. It's a crazy number.
Kudos. Goddamn.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like
Duncan,
this
I'll check
one
that out.
Yeah,
is,
this one's easy. I mean,
given. I feel like this one's given to UCN out of the two. For both these games being replayable for different reasons, I think this goes to UCN.
I
I
mean,
don't want to talk about this.
I don't
This is
want to
just
talk about this
easy.
either. FNaF AR can go to hell, pretty much.
Alright.
FNaF AR, if you want replayability as a cash grab,
It is the
UCN,
worst thing.
there's some niche stuff, but there's like some interesting lore with OMC and Golden Freddy, Fredbear, Deathcoin, stuff. Also,
You know,
replayability and
I could go on analyzing the things like the game loop and the story and the design, but the thing is, I have 200 hours in UCN added with the modded stuff that isn't counted on Steam.
Let's go.
I have maybe 50 hours in AR tops. Slam dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
So bad.
Better in almost every way.
I mean,
Okay, so I
don't think
believe
that's
this
talk
is supposed
about
to be
this.
security breach, but they used
Yeah,
the image.
I think it wasn't out maybe yet or something. I don't know.
It wasn't. It was a teaser.
Yeah,
for-
it's
in,
that
like,
really
2020.
old teaser that I don't know.
The
That's
2020
his
teaser.
choice for this bracket.
Yeah, I think Help Ones is the correct choice.
I mean, Help One
Yeah.
is pretty... Okay, Help One is almost perfect, but it decided to add lore, which was completely stupid.
I hate the lore
Also,
of
it's
both,
still
but Help
new,
Wanted
so
is
it's bound to have
functional,
bugs.
and it actually has some
World
fun
of
mini
Freddy in
games.
Space.
Now
Freddy
this is an interesting one. I put this in the thumbnail because I thought,
Okay.
this
I have
is
a
an
weird
interesting
thing
one.
about FNaF World, where it's a good FNaF game, but it's such an RPG.
It's but
Hmm.
here's the thing. It's the most well-crafted FNAF game with the least amount of glitches. The only thing I can think of is the frame perfect tent glitch, and that's it.
Again, I don't think the first thing you should think about when ranking these is glitches necessarily.
That's yeah, I gotta say,
Not
Insta, your
glitches,
logic is
but
really
gameplay.
bizarre. Like you're jumping to this kind of niche element of the game while overlooking
Yeah.
the main story, the main game
Yeah.
loop, the campaign, things like the animation and
I mean-
sound design. Does that not come first? Like,
Yeah.
I tried to skip over
For
those, especially with the
these
last
two
three, because
games,
Well, there's the most important aspects, though.
like, how are you gonna argue that Freddy in Space's story is a better one
I mean,
than literally watching a creation kill his creator in a small cutscenes? Another one where some parent is hugging his two children in front of a TV. So many different.
it's got
endings
better
every-
stakes. I like how the characters are written. That's how I argue.
Look,
you can argue that.
We all know that FNaF World will win here, but I think it's important to talk
Yeah.
about why. You know,
Mm.
that's the point of this. Like, of course,
I think
Not their own views.
something that should be noted is that obviously FNAF World on its launch was a bit rocky, but I think over time has evolved into a good game.
Yeah.
Freddy in Space 2 is a small little spin-off sequel that was also, you gotta remember, it was
Wasn't
made
it made
partially
for
for
a
a charity
charity
event too.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
it was a
wasn't for
charity.
That's charity event.
I respect what Freddy in Space was made for, but I think FNaF World
course.
is a better game. Again, I feel like in terms of RPG elements, it's kind of sucks, but it's good
No,
for
it's
FNaF
not the
game.
best there. So
I think it's still
Big-
no better than a lot of FNaF games.
yeah,
Hmm.
FNAF World is a better game than all of them, but isn't the best in its own genre. So
Yeah, exactly. But it's still better than Freddy.
Yeah.
in Space. Even though Freddy in Space kind of fun, but you know.
after we finish the games, I'm gonna have some passionate discussions about the books.
Sure. We only have like 10 minutes though, so it's alright.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So-
We can blitz some.
I actually think Freddy in Space 2 has a better story. I like that it's just this simple thing, but the characters are more immediately recognizable, and there's like proper dialogue in the intro that kind of sets the tone of the game. FNAF World's too meta, it's very like referential. But with the game loop, the thing is they're different genres, so it kind of comes down to
Yeah.
personal preference. I
Yeah.
mean,
That is
Freddy
true.
in Space 2 is fine. I forget what it's called exactly, but it's like Metroid style, basically.
Yeah.
And it's cool how there's so many secrets hidden around. But FNAF World has, again, not the best RPG, but it's got like all of these different characters, chips, bytes, so many different layers of gameplay which can change kind of strategies and how you go about progressing through the game. The progression is great. Freddy in Space 2 is weird because it's like, I think you can pick most of the characters and go in whatever order you like, and they're all kind of equally difficult. I don't remember. I need to play it again. Both have banger soundtracks. The graphics are okay in both. I actually, I don't know, I feel like, I think Freddy in Space 2 actually might have better graphics. I like there's like a pixel art style for the main gameplay, and then it's got like the art for the main thing. The models in FNAF would always look a bit goofy for me. I feel like the 8-bit stuff was better, but... Yeah, I'm gonna go Freddy in Space 2, actually.
Honestly, that's fair.
I'm gonna be that guy.
I can see it.
FNAF. Ooh, that one. FNAF.
Whoa. I
Now we're
honestly
getting
have
some
FNAF
tough
1 in
ones.
this, because, see, everything we brought up from the past two encounters these two had, I don't have nitpicks for FNAF 1, or at least I don't have as many as for FNAF 4. Like, I don't know, it could be a personal thing.
Ooh, this
I
is
think
tough,
we-
actually.
For me,
I
it's a
think
better
FNAF
game.
1 is scarier in terms of gameplay. They're both good.
Yeah,
But
they have an
FNAF 1
interesting
Yeah.
loop that doesn't
Again,
overwhelm
I
FNAF
can
you.
one
agree with that.
FNAF 1 is something that all the other games didn't manage to replicate.
It's just like the pure atmosphere,
Yeah.
you know?
FNAF 1 isn't a horror game built around gameplay. It's a. Oh, no, never mind. It's not. How do I word this? It's not a horror game built around gameplay. It's
Gameplay
built
isn't
around a
all
horror
that
game.
FNAF 1 should be famous for.
And its
Hmm.
gameplay is still amazing. Like it's still
Yeah.
extremely fun and extremely intuitive, even with only like basic mechanics. It still has so much depth to it.
Yeah.
FNAF 1 is honestly, I still think FNAF 1 is like the best FNAF game.
Also, one thing I missed in 4
FNAF
was
1's
the
the all
phone
rounder for
calls.
sure.
It was just like some tips that appeared on the screen. We could have like at least some like Fredbear plush voice line walkie-talkie type I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I always
what
thought the
we would've done
tooltips were a
before.
bit like, I don't know,
They were a bit
unimaginative.
Yeah, it was just like
It's
look
like
in the
it's just
closet if there's something
text
there
telling you what to do instead of
closed,
just
listen for
integrating
breathing.
it.
Like FNAF 1 still creeps me out. Like,
Yeah.
some of the
I think
that-
4 is definitely scarier, but like FNAF 1 is close. It's got very good atmosphere.
I don't know. The thing is, I think there are different types of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 relies more on jump scares, while FNAF 1, the atmosphere is on point. Like, that one render of Chica at the door with, like, her eyes wide open, like, her mouth, like, that's...
Oh.
Yeah.
And Freddy's
It's
jump
like-
scare
Yeah.
when he gets you through the right door.
FNAF 4 relies on no build up until the jump scare, while FNAF 1 relies on as much as possible build up until the jump
I
scare.
wouldn't say there's no build-up, necessarily, in
I
FNAF
mean,
4,
if
but-
you were like
FNAF 1 does it
rushing
better.
yourself, you're like really scared and you're like running over everything as quickly as possible, you might like be like too quick to judge. Oh, there's no breathing, just like flash immediately and you just die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can
but
just
that's still a
gloss over
build-up. Like,
things.
listening to the breathing is a bit of a build-up in itself, but it's a little too expected.
Yeah. While in FNAF 1, there's all this ambience, like there's random red herrings that you
Yeah.
can't connect with, like
thing is-
anything important.
Yeah, the FNAF 4 definitely has more content, I think, and gameplay, but, you know, I hate to be that guy, but I think the story and the lore really puts FNAF 1 in the winning spot for me, because I just think it's
Yeah.
a lot more compelling, and in
FNAF
its
1,
subtlety.
like,
FNAF 4's
let your
decent as a
imagination
standalone
go
game,
wild.
but in terms of lore, it's just an absolute mess. Such
Well, I
a
mean,
weird
it
game.
worked when it was out, but then the books and SL came and ruined it.
I mean, yeah.
It
the
was
only
so
thing that
unpopular
is
when it
still
came out,
working-
though. I mean, that was only part of it. But...
when it came
I
out,
wasn't a fan
Yeah.
of Dream
Fine.
Theory, but it was the only explanation to 4, and now Dream Theory is not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think FNAF 1.
I-
yeah.
Just,
I think
reading
I think I
chat.
would lean towards one again for
Alright.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting, creepy. Yeah, the world, the attack time in world is a bit weird. It can be frustrating because it's turn-based, but speed is also
Yeah,
a thing.
turn-based gameplay has never been my
What
thing.
do I want to know what already 8 Chica is? It's such a strange character name. Sounds cursed.
I don't know if you do.
Also,
I don't know,
Donnie,
'cause I've
yeah.
also forgotten.
If you like this, I've done a lot of this. I did 2 entire 3-hour streams of this, but with Fazbear Frights with ambience. That was pretty
Let's
epic.
go.
But yeah, every FNAF tier list stream I've done is basically this kind of thing. But yeah, it's difficult to choose. Anyway, so Peterson
say
versus
one.
UCN. This is
For
kind
me,
of tough for me.
Pizza
I'm
Sim,
right.
As my favorite game, it just takes the cake. Like,
Pizza
the
Sim.
atmosphere in every single place is brilliant. The Tycoon phase has the, like, cheery music with all the nice little flashes and effects. The Salvage phase is, like, this run-down place just to taste
The atmosphere is
you and the
just amazing.
animatronic. The only thing that can stop you is a taser that eventually turns down the volley of the Salvage.
Yeah.
The gameplay loop is
High risk.
interesting though not explained, but the thing that like makes me think these two are comparable is the replayability, because UCN's a sandbox
Yeah.
and
Right.
FNAF 6 has so many endings and different routes you can take. It's just absurd.
I think FFPS just works. UCN feels more like an arcade game almost, while Peterson feels more like a complete game package.
True.
Yeah, UCN has like no atmosphere, but it's got so much gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Story on both.
Mhm.
I feel equally good and bad about the stories of each game.
I
They're
personally
both
think
very
that,
important in their own
like,
way.
FNAF 6 is more
everything
like
after Pizza Sim, story-wise, gets worse and worse and worse because you just like keep retconning the perfect ending
I mean, yeah,
to like
UCN
a 6-game
wasn't
franchise.
We see
Like, you try
UCN
to-
was fine with
I
that.
don't think UCN did that. I think
Yeah,
UCN
it
just
didn't.
served as like a
No,
decent
it didn't.
epilogue.
Yeah, it was just like an epilogue, like where William is now, because
yeah.
darkest pit of hell, and this is.
I
the hell.
like that. There's little things like the office customization, all the voice lines, but I think I might have to go Pizza Sim because I think
Yeah.
story-wise it's hits heavier, and also it does have quite a lot of replayability.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's great.
It-
Pizza Sim goes
know.
hard.
It's a tough pick, but the atmosphere as well. It's close, but I would go Pizza Sim. That's just me.
I'm
All right, Help
sorry,
Wanted
but
versus
it's
Freddy in
really
Space
good.
2.
Space.
I'm sorry,
Space
but
2 is
there's
good, but FNAF VR.
yeah, Freddy in Space 2, like great cause or for like reason to make the game and everything, and also like pretty good gameplay from what I've seen him play.
Mm.
But Help Wanted has so much replayability, endings.
again,
We don't talk
So,
about war because
I've got
it's
one.
ugh.
I got one point to bring up here. One game was made by a team. One was another, that like an OG Scott
Yeah.
field type
Oh,
of
I
game.
mean, yeah, but that doesn't.
Yeah, but that also correlates to the size of the project. While Freddy in Space 2 was just a small game for a charity event, small in quotations.
Small.
Help One is like a huge gigabyte project on multiple platforms with multiple unique stuff for each one. It's like so much bigger because the arsenal and the staff is like so much bigger as well.
Like, Freddy in Space is a good game, obviously, right? But I
of
just
course.
think that the Help Wanted is just better, especially as a FNAF game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but the run ends here.
I agree. I think Help Wanted has a lot of issues, but nothing puts it below. Because Freddy in Space 2's a much smaller game, and I feel like the actual gameplay and the progression is a lot more enjoyable in Help Wanted, especially considering Curse of Dreadbear, because I think Curse of Dreadbear actually carries that game pretty hard. The
Pretty
stuff
much.
with the coins and the tapes and the secrets and collectibles is great,
Yeah.
and the way that lays out the story. But also the individual levels and the fact that you can kind of pick and choose. But there's also lots of stuff to unlock, as opposed to Freddy in Space 2, where it's kind of like there's like two endings, and one of them's really hard to get because you have to speed run the game. And it just kind of feels like you're kind of trying to find the end of the level, and you get lost. And a lot of the... I could find barely any of the charity secrets. I don't know, maybe I was just bad at it. But I feel like Help Wanted's just got a lot more to it.
Yeah, and also just FNAF in VR works so well.
It's...
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
the scariest FNAF game by far.
Okay.
Okay, here we
Yeah,
go,
well,
boys.
Here is this is like there's a single
Oh,
argument.
boy, this is
I
gonna be
personally think
interesting.
Pizza Sim is better.
Oh,
Pizza Sim
okay.
is the only game I personally think it can replicate what FNAF 1 did, sort of.
I agree.
But replayability is a huge factor
I
of Pizza
do not
Sim,
agree
and
with
it's
that.
no factor in FNAF 1's gameplay. Like
I
after you
think-
beat 420, there's not much to do.
Yeah.
other than
Yeah,
No, that's
but
true.
that was never really the point of FNAF 1. FNAF 1 was meant to be a game that you play maybe once or twice, that's extremely scary, extremely innovative, and extremely good at what it does, and then you were just meant to kind of move on.
Experience.
Well, Scott made FNAF 2, but
I mean, that was like sort of the goal of Pizza Sim, right? But
no,
as opposed to 2 replays.
Pizza
with,
Sim
like,
has
6
six
or 7.
endings. It's made with replayability in mind.
yeah, I just think
exactly.
FNAF 1, again, FNAF 1 has stuff that none of the other games ever managed to replicate.
Yeah, but like, if are we talking games as if the impact they gave when they released, or just
I'm not
games
talking
right
about,
now?
I'm not even talking about FNAF 1 being the original and leading all the other games after that.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just-
I don't mean that, but like you
FNAF 1
try to
is
bring up the
something
point
different.
that like you trying to bring it up like for 2014 FNAF 1 as opposed to like the later Pizza Sim when we've gotten all the games. Well,
Sim
I
isn't
try to look at them as like standalones, like FNAF 1 with nothing, with FNAF 1 in
That's what I'm
2023
doing
with
as well.
nothing, and Pizza Sim in 2023 with nothing.
But I mean, you're saying that Pizza Sim's basically FNAF 1, but again, but not really, with replayability, which
No,
I don't
I'm
really
like, it's
Huh?
like it tries to like redo the
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere of the dark office with the weird ambience and the,
Yeah, I don't
the
think
subtle things that sort of scare you.
And
it doesn't succeed at that though. The FNAF
Mm.
6 isn't scary at
That's
all.
why it has more than one gameplay loop. It succeeds in
Guys,
those.
I gotta end the stream, so I think let's choose. I can see the argument for Pizza Sim. It's close. But I think FNAF 1 beats it out with atmosphere and story. The story of Pizza Sim's great. I love it. It's like my favorite, but FNAF 1 is it's a lot simpler and it works better because of it. You've also got Phone Guy. I mean, I guess you got Cassette Man, but you know, Pizza Sim, it's like, the office section on its own doesn't hold up to FNAF 1. It's a very different game. It's got a different aim system.
I'm not trying to hold up.
Oh, but the soundtrack's pretty good.
Yeah, I can understand.
Oh yeah,
that.
soundtracks.
I mean, yeah,
fire.
soundtrack obviously FNAF 6, but
Yeah, but also like FNAF 1's ambience also like
Yeah, I
really
don't know.
good.
DJ, do you have anything to say about this? Yeah, I agree with you, Contra.
Yeah, I think this. I think this compared to FNAF 1 versus FNAF 4 is a lot more. There's a lot more to think about.
It's a lot closer.
Because yes, I think on the surface they are obviously in the same series, but these are two completely different games. Again, one's replayable, one has different styles of gameplay, whereas one is just a certain style of gameplay with strong atmosphere. You know,
Yeah, it just nails it.
you know, the horror factor is pretty good and all that. So, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. There's a minor thing. Obviously, yeah, Pizza Sim was free on launch.
Yeah, of course.
One, thinking about it.
Guys, it was free.
It's even if Pizza Sim is free, I think FNAF 1 probably would take it because it's a solid horror experience.
Guys,
Pizza Sim it can be scary depending on what you depending on your level of what scares you and whatnot. But yeah, FNAF 1.
I'm gonna pick Pizza Sim because it's more interesting to compare with Help Wanted, and this is the final choice. So what's it gonna be?
Oh, I guess we're gonna do this and then the rest on the other stream or something.
Yeah, I'm out of time, guys. I have to end the stream now. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna do the books and the characters in another stream. I'm sorry, I thought we could do it more quickly. We could not. I don't want to rush this, so I gotta go.
I would personally go Help on it. Again, FNAF in VR just works so goddamn.
I would go Pizza Sim.
Just works.
It's actually insane.
Even though it's FNAF, of course, FNAF in VR, it's so much more immersive and scarier and stuff.
Atmosphere's decent.
Again, my point about retconning the perfect ending.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Story.
Basically,
Glitch Trap wasn't needed. You could just get the collectibles for funnies.
The only issue that Help Wanted has is the lore. Other than that, it's essentially a perfect game.
Oh, I disagree. Oh, no.
Okay, like
seriously.
If it's okay with flat
plush babies,
not
the
really
reused
flat, though,
assets, the Springtrap model.
okay,
Like,
the Springtrap model, but
the
again,
emotion
it's not
could
like
be
the
better. It
main
reuses
thing.
so many sounds, especially with FNAF 1 to 3.
The
Parts and service in the dark
that
rooms,
we
though.
almost had a Spring Bonnie and Help Wanted. That's something I want to bring up.
Of course, it uses sounds from the original games. That's the point.
I mean,
I know, but they've remastered the visuals. So why they gotta... Because,
Well, yeah,
I don't know, it just feels kind of cheap. Especially with
course
the
they
Nightmare and
remastered
voice
the
lines and
visuals,
stuff like that. It feels out of place.
also bugs. I may be biased, but like I've seen at least one bug in every single level. So
Apparently it's actually quite buggy, which I was not aware of.
I know
it
it's
is
recently.
not flat mode, but every single platform has a bug in at least one level. That's
Oh
the
wow,
buggiest
that's
one.
bad.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I have 2,000 hours, so like, please.
Another thing
like,
I want to just
2,000?
bring up.
Yeah.
How?
I play previous patches.
Oh my god. Sorry, DJ, you were saying. I don't have time to process that.
Something. I think again this is on like the level of FNAF AR Springtrap nitpick, but just and I'm not saying it's bad, but with like the hard mode blacklight style levels, just like they just throw in random gimmicks like FNAF 1 the doors open,
anything, right?
FNAF 3 the building's on fire, in the part service there's just random things like the lighting's all
cool,
distorted,
yeah.
or in Freddy it's literally black and white, so have fun trying to figure out if you're touching his wires or not.
The biggest change I can see is the parts and service ones where you like get super disorientated, or Nightmare BB, which like gets a bunch of balloons in the way and you can still like not flash your flashlight.
Oh, that was
go full sound cue mode.
Alright, tell you what guys, I'm gonna do what Markiplier did in his Would You Rather videos. And I'm gonna leave this one here, I'm gonna leave it hanging. Because I can see this one going either way, this is tough. Yes, I prefer the Pizza Sim story by miles, but in terms of immersion and atmosphere, Help Wanted definitely has an edge in VR at least. And Curse of Dreadbed kind of with the gameplay of that, with those levels, you know, Pirate Ride, Dreadbear, you know, Danger, Keep Out, like there's so many really good gameplay in those levels.
Also,
And like,
I mean,
they both have, I don't know, they both
even
got
the
really good
normal
strengths.
levels are pretty good. I mean, literally FNAF 1
Yeah,
to
the
3.
normal levels are pretty damn solid. Like, difficulty curve
Parts and
is good.
service
The
is
ambience is
amazing.
fine.
Yeah, I wish we had more
Vendor
of Parts and Service.
Spray, like, I don't know. The only one I hate is Plush Baby.
Yeah, same.
only one
Plush
I-
Baby is a heathen.
I despise Nightmare On for how confusing it is.
Really?
Like,
Oh,
the
I never had a problem with
AI
it.
is to such a terrible extent. You can say you mushed like every Night Terror's AI into one and never like fetched out the bad part.
That's weird. I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go. So we're gonna continue this next time. I'm gonna do like a part 2 to this as soon as I can. I don't know when that will be. I'm sorry we couldn't finish it all today, guys, but I have to go.
That's fine, don't worry about it.
There.
But I hope you guys
alright.
had fun. This was a great discussion. Even though Platty unfortunately was not able to join us.
Yeah.
You guys had some really good
He could be able to join
things to
next
say, I
too,
think.
you know?
Also, here's what Duncan sent me. But yeah, Platty might actually be able to join, since we will be doing a part 2.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say before we finish? Just reading chat as well. Yes, Contra. And Donnie, yeah, that track. Oh boy, yeah. Duncan, thank you all for watching. Do we have a QOTD winner?
I think one last thing I want to say is like an indirect answer of the QOTD, because I think from our discussion of the model ranking, I think it depends on what you're looking for, because either game could have better models depending on your criteria.
True.
Right? I
Like,
think you got to
I
think
think
about
you can
individually
say-
what the objective was and did they achieve it.
If you're trying to like
Yeah.
give an overall observation of every single model from the games and single out, okay, this game has better models overall, I think it's VR. But some models specifically, like Plush Trap, Spring Trap, and like what's his face?
Baby.
I'm forgetting him now. Maybe Baby, yeah. Also in AR are just like very well done.
There's loads more characters in VR. Like we don't have Nightmare On or Nightmare BB in AR, and like in
Those
VR
would
they
slap,
look
honestly.
pretty good.
Nightmare On would be actually like legit scary.
And in terms
If they
of
know how to
original
do
characters,
gameplay.
VR has Grim, Foxy, and Dreadbear. AR has like 100 awful reskins no one asked for. I mean, quality over quantity, am I right?
And the only like new quote unquote new character for AR was Freddy Frostbear, because like he wasn't considered a skin.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, right.
but then you got like Dark Eyes Freddy or what's his face? I don't remember.
Black Eyes Freddy.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You made a reskin of a Redcon character.
It's
Why?
yeah.
Oh my
Anyways.
God, yes.
But yeah, guys, check out my friend's YouTube channels. Insta is a pro FNAF gamer. You should absolutely go watch some of these videos.
Yeah.
Super Soul has awesome stuff. Swinging in VR. Idiots Play Among Us for Charity is pretty good.
Among
Fast Cut
Us.
for Charity. Just a whole bunch of cool stuff. Ultra Kill. Ultra Sex. DJ has just a whole barrage of stuff. FNAF, DDLC, Minecraft, roleplay, let's play, plush videos. Check it out, alright? Links are all in the description.
Yeah.
We'll be back with a part 2. It might not be the next debate direct, but it will be the one after that, if not. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. And stay hydrated.
Alright, well, that was another day debating FNAF topics.
Actually, you know, since we didn't get a QOTD, you could give the shout out to Itui because like he literally gave me 20 quid. You know, like he paid for a shout out.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy.
that'd be something.
But yeah, y'all want to like continue this in like VC?
I'm gonna have to go, so.
Fair enough.
Well, until next time, I'll see you on the